All right, exactly 30 minutes late. I love it. Welcome to another episode of Stories from the Multiverse. Blah! Yeah. You guys are yeah, of course not. You taking me out of it.
It's real cool. Who needs the audio? It looks great.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, that's the wrong one. Okay, good. Lots of fire. All right, you guys want to tell me what happened last time?
Oh, I got notes.
Everything happened.
A lot.
I had
happened.
2 pages worth of notes this time.
That is how my games work.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you guys, when I'm sitting down sometimes preparing the next session, I get real mad about like how long it's gonna take for plot stuff to happen, and I just start moving things up. I just explode. I'm like, whatever thing they stumble into, it's gonna happen 80,000 sessions earlier, and that's how you guys got where you are now. So go ahead.
So the session started. We were picking up the NPCs and being debriefed by Olive Blaze. He gave us a lot of nice wine and like a lot of gold. He was overall thankful for us fleshing out the zealots, and he offered us the opportunity to join the Blaze Syndicate. We stayed one more night, and then we started the 2-week trek to the gravel markets to do that job for Talon.
And nothing interesting happened on that 2-week trek?
Well, I was going to leave an opportunity for somebody else to do that part.
Who'd you guys meet?
We met some spirits at the campfire.
That was really interesting.
That was
fun. There were so many of them.
Arch, Fury, and Igneous. Is that right? Yeah, and they needed one last thing to pass on into the afterlife, and it was a great ass party, and we gave them one, and one by one they got taken by something.
Accurate.
Something terrifying.
Very accurate.
Well, the first 2 sounded weird. The third one, he was like, "Oh, that's not so bad."
My working theory is that they were just bad people, and they just got whisked away to whatever bad destination, and the third guy was fine.
These are theories.
A game theory. What?
And then no one else interesting came along your journey.
Alright. We met 2 big ogres named Nonk and Breck.
Whoa.
Oh.
We're missing an important thing.
Oh, yeah?
Well, okay.
We met a salesman, purveyor of magical items.
Oh, yes.
I didn't even write that down.
Very crucial.
And we had a good time. You bought out his stock.
I did buy a bunch of rocks from him that were painted very beautifully.
Rocks. Ooh, and I have a green one.
You do
Totally
have a
magic rocks, copyright.
Green one.
Yep.
We are not liable for any kind of magic rock-related injuries.
And then the
Well, actually,
we
met the ogres first, and they had turned around because, if you remember, they had actually seen the merchant before.
That is true.
Yes.
Speaks the truth.
Yes. Oh yeah, I did write it down. Magic item shop? ? Bought some rocks.
Very good. Very good.
Let's see. There's still a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, a lot did happen.
I did write it down. It was
Along this whole way, there were figures following us.
Oh yeah. Some
Yeah.
spooky guys.
Oh, yeah.
Very creepy, slowly increasing in numbers.
That's definitely nothing. That's just bullshit. That's a misdirection.
And we had a guide called Dante that was helping us around.
Thank
Who are you
God.
looking for?
Olive Blaze's
Ranger.
Ranger boy.
Ranger. What's the word we're looking for? Diplomat between the Ganassi, because he's like cool with both of them.
Yeah, he's half rock,
Half
half fire.
half earth.
Yeah,
It
which
was-
is wild.
There was that weird situation with Faith and Anfirth.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was nothing that happened on the final.
Oh,
night.
there
Yeah,
was
could you
some
explain
weird
that to me?
stuff.
Absolutely nothing happened.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly, a bit wet. Faith wet the
Yeah.
bed, and that was about it.
These guys don't know what they're talking about.
Faith had like an aura of water, and Anfirth had a aura of like frost. And then
That sounded
when
like a late night and hallucination.
Yeah,
Definitely
and then when I
nothing.
focused on him,
Yeah, late night mass
50
hallucination.
somewhere else. It was, and then there was that white fox that was staring at Anniford.
Oh, that's a thing.
That did
Yeah.
happen.
That did happen.
That was definitely a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were in Dustlight, this would probably be pretty common, the mass hallucinations, so, like, nothing to think about.
Yes.
For that night, I believe we arrived near the gravel market and we met Beldez Steele like immediately. Who went by at the moment Grand Supreme Steel, but
Yep.
it seems like it's kind of fluid. We were guests of honor, and most of our stuff sold like instantly, which is good for us, I guess. We also met Jem, who was his second in command, who seemed a bit more skeptical of us. And the last thing I had written down was that one of the ogres was ambushed and shot.
Shot.
Yeah.
Neck slice.
Next slice.
slice.
Yeah.
In the
That happens.
process
No,
of
yeah.
a neck slice, when Anfirth expertly decided to go check on our little buddies outside. Those two big white things are what I'm using for ogres right now.
Perfect.
The
So
ogres are trolls.
they're actually not even at ogres. There's something else. They're a mix of ogre and something else.
Thought
They're not
they were
trolls. They were never trolls. I can assure you of that. I don't think anybody ever asked what they were. They just appeared like ogres. They're
Yeah, I
actually a
think you
mixed
described
breed.
them as ogres, but not like
They're
ogres.
like ogre orcs. I forget their name. There's a specific name for them, so their challenge rating wouldn't be too crippling for you.
Goals?
Anyway, in case you want to fight him, Anfirth, as you see the two of these wonderful ogres that you want to check up on their box in between them, you come at just the time where you can see a knife shimmering in the moonlight as it reflects off just after your group has eaten dinner with Valdez and the Obsidian Syndicate. Walking by yourself, checking on them, you begin to see dark blood coming from his neck. As you shout, the ogre immediately pushes the blade off his neck and starts to freak out as all these hooded figures begin to appear all around the ogres. You will get around first. We'll start with you, and then everybody else. You are technically way back here, so you have to run up to Anfirth to catch up to where he was. You were hanging back, having a good time. I'll even say Anfirth has called out at this point. His call out to the ogres to save themselves has alerted the rest of the group that something has gone on, and now you guys need to rush in to try and help your two newfound friends. So we will go starting with Anfirth, because you had a natural you had a 22 on your perception check when you came out here. You notice now in the light and the little fire that the ogres started by where they're resting outside the gravel market. There are quite a few figures at a quick glance. It's at least 5, could be more, individuals that are cloaked approaching the ogres. What do you want to do?
Can I tell anything about these figures first? Like, obviously they're cloaked, but can I see, like, if are they Earth Ganassi? Can I tell, or is there any?
Now, there's
any
even
signs
with
that
your
they-
22 and the lighting of the one that you got like a real clear look on that was just pushed off as it was trying to slit your friend's throat, the mask itself is pitch black, very much like the hooded figures you've been seeing constantly on these travels.
Having shouted at this point, I am
Yes.
aware that my friends would have heard me.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm
then-
saying with your shout, in addition, it was like, hey, something to save the ogre, look out, and then you shout back like, hey, guys, need help, like all in one fluid, better dialogue motion.
Then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to run up and jump on top of the box,
Okay.
if I can make it.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Easily, right?
Yep.
Boop. Oh, well, that's it. Anford falls off the box. That's the end game. As you jump up, you're
That cracks his
immediately...
neck, nice.
But it's so beautiful, so everybody at least takes a picture of his face before he leaves. As you jump up onto the box, your feet clank off the wood, and you can still feel this sturdiness to it. No bend, no give. And in front of you, you can now see two individuals in black cloaks that look to have blades out, and they are immediately, looks like they were trying to do something with the box. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna shout out to them, back off, my friends, and we won't touch you. And I'm going to bonus action cast Hex to the one that's next to me.
You got it.
And I'm going to ready an action, an attack. As if any of them make hostile moves, I will attack the one that is next to me.
You got it. 1 second. Let me go get my trackers for your Hex. Okay. So,
do the ogres look like they're like bleeding out, or are they just
no. One got nicked.
Yeah.
It looks like basically.
Just
The
like-
other one is fast asleep still.
Just a
Camera
quick
is slowly
stab.
falling.
Yeah.
You said
no.
Hex.
Camera.
Ah! The camera fell.
You said Hex.
Hex, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, camera. Stop that.
Hey, camera. It's off.
Good. Oh, that's very clear for you guys. Excellent. All right. Cool. So you're holding your action. Sounds good. So now that'll be our first round. So now we'll go to the top of the order. And this is this individual. So what the hell do they do? It is going to...
Oh, and I'm gonna make their negative ability check strength.
Okay, for the hexed individual.
Yeah.
Okay, nope. An individual from the side, you hear the familiar sound of a arrow being knocked into a crossbow, and you hear the firing of it as the arrow flies through the air towards you, Antfirth, for...
I take my reaction to attack the hexed figure.
You got it. A 13 to hit.
That misses.
So, out from your left side there, an arrow whizzes past you as the ogre in front of you goes, "Look out, friend!" And he pushes you just a little bit, not off, but just enough of a shove where the arrow completely falls off target. And as you do, you then take your momentum to then swing forward at the one staying in front of you that hasn't made a move yet. Go ahead. So
20 to hit.
20 to hit. Oh yeah, that'll hit.
That is 11 bludgeoning damage and 2 hex. What is that? Necrotic damage.
As you hit with you're using your mace or
Flail.
maul? Flail. Thank you. Flail. As your flail comes down, it crushes into the top of the hood. They're just wearing cloaks. And you see the individual stagger and collapse to the ground, and then that extra bit of necrotic damage just sinks into its skin, and it's unmoving.
Let's
That's my
go.
reaction, so I have no
Easy.
comment.
Excellent. Next up is Matthias. You've now heard your friend Matthias yell out from a distance.
I'll use my movement to get within visual range.
Okay, so you are 5, 10, 15, 20. How big's your movement speed?
I've got 25 feet of movement speed.
5. You right up to the precipice as you run out of the market space.
Alright, wonderful. Are there any targets within 80 feet that I have a line of sight on?
80 feet?
The one on the left-hand side, is that one engaged with the ogre?
Box? Okay. So,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said.
sorry, 1 second. I'm just readjusting.
You're good.
just to help give you guys an idea of where you're coming out of and where you're going. So yeah, which one? There's one that's completely obscured by the site, and there's one on the side that's not completely engaged. The one to the left here is not completely engaged. The one behind is.
Can I take a shot? You said it's completely obscured, so it would have total cover.
Yes, the ogre's blocking it.
Well, I'm going to take a shot at the one that is not totally covered.
Sure.
I rolled a 17 hit. Whip out the crossbow from off the hip, fire a bolt real quick. That is going to be 9 piercing damage.
Excellent.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to dash behind one of the pillars for cover.
Sure. 5, 10, 15. You go back behind one of the pillars. This one. Excellent. Your arrow whizzes out and goes right into the side of the cloaked figure. You can hear this as it pierces in, but no grand reaction like you might have experienced before in the past. The arrow whizzes through the night air, and there's this wonderful, like, summer crispness to the entirety of the area. There's the tropical nature of Rumble itself. It's cool out, but it's still this warm, and it's almost like this thrill you can feel inside the air of excitement. It's always like there's tension in the air of the next fight inside many of the places in Rumble, especially near the Granite Market when the Obsidian Syndicate is nearby. Next up are the cloaked figures. So this one is going to make an attack towards Anfirth. Actually, 2 of them are. One of them is going to... So, 16 and a 13 to hit Anfirth.
Both miss.
All right, both. The shield just blocks one, blocks the other as they both clap their swords down onto them. There is an exchange of words in a language. What languages do you speak, Anfirth?
Common and Elvish.
You have no idea what they're saying. At that, the other one is attempting to hit a dart into the ogre, takes out and just pops it in, and you hear him go, oh! And he needs to make a con saving throw. Oh, fuck me. Okay, that's a 19. Dude,
he's the Thwomp from Super Mario 64.
All right, so, yeah, okay, things aren't working out for them tonight. Okay. Cool beans. That's that one. So then the other ones. Seeing this, one is going to take... Yeah, this one is going to ready something and end its turn. So that'll bring up Ganu.
Hey. Well, I'm after hearing yelling. I'm gonna run over there. 30 feet.
5, 10, 50. Get you to there.
Mm-hmm.
Just short of the action.
Yep. I guess I will. So I can use a bonus action to turn into a brown bear.
Yeah, okay.
Which I will do.
Okay, I will mark you for your wild shape. I'm not going to search for minis now. I don't want to slow things down.
Turn into a brown bear, and then I'll dash to the closest dude just to get into melee with him. Even
You
if I
got
can't
it.
attack him.
Dash right up as you come up as a brown bear. All of a sudden, the Anfirth, you can hear the bass of each footfall with the now wild-shaped Ganu coming up and behind this massive brown bear towers over the small cloaked figure that's behind your flank right now. Oh, they probably should have rolled an advantage. Oh, well, I forgot. No big deal. Cool. Next up is Show.
it's dark and I can't see shit. So
There's
unless
lights, there's torches and
okay,
stuff
there's
all
a little
throughout.
bit.
Like, can you?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's. You can see a little bit, but like, there's these lining all the gravel market. So there is like inside the camps you can see pretty well, and out there isn't lit well at all though. Just where the fire pits are, where the ogres were.
Okay. So I can see the ogres, I can see my friends, I can kind of
Yes.
see all that, but anything else
Yes.
beyond that I can't see.
Yeah, they're really well cloaked.
Okay. I am actually just going to. Who's close to me? That hasn't gone out yet.
Faith is the only one.
I'm actually just going to touch Faith.
Yep.
Not inappropriately.
Okay.
Just on the shoulder.
Very good.
And just say, I don't know really what's going on out there, but I hope that this provides you some more protection as I cast Mage Armor on her.
Yo.
Hopefully that's better than whatever her AC currently is, and if not, then I'm a big dummy.
Well, it's worth trying.
So, regardless of whatever your AC is, now it's 13 plus your Dex modifier. So hopefully that's better than whatever it was, and if not, then yell at me.
I don't know. Faith, do you got that or no? You good? Uh-oh.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
And that is better.
Okay.
Yay! Okay, good.
There's no feedback there, so we were just
It's
in.
like, shit.
Faith just stares at you blankly as you cast mage armor on her, and you just awkwardly waiting for
Yeah, well,
some
like-
sort of reaction,
I'm like,
and then all of a
did I
sudden she
cast
looks
it wrong?
over.
Like,
She goes,
did I
"Thank
cast it
you."
wrong? I'm like thumbing through the spell. I'm like, shit, did I say the wrong incantation? Like, fuck.
No, I was trying to figure out how to change my AC on the D&D phone app, but I don't think you can, so...
Okay. Well, it's 13 plus whatever your Dex modifier is now.
Cool.
That's my action. So I'll just
Do you want to get closer?
a little bit, but not too far.
Okay. How far?
I'd like to stay in like more dim light.
Okay.
But within like range of my friends, probably within like 30 feet or so.
Okay. Of
Just whatever the commotion is.
yeah.
But I don't want to be too close to anything.
Yeah. You can be by the. Next thing, camera rail system. That's
Aha! The camera rail system, excellent.
That's what we gotta.
I didn't realize they had one of those on the battlefield. That's on me.
Don't worry. That's our future. Okay, who cares? Yep.
Our
Nope,
clockwork mechanisms are en route.
I did not put any effort in this. Such a special trial. Special.
The mage armor, by
Yes.
the way, is nothing crazy. It's kind of just like a swirling of like dust and like rock formation from whatever natural soil is around here.
Mhm.
That it doesn't like. It's kind of like what you described with the water encasing. It's not actually like on your stuff, Faith. It just kind of is like a film, if you will.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Here's just
Let's
a little-
go.
little
Teamwork.
more. Okay.
Yep.
Now you guys have a full understanding. The cameras won't be touched again.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's my turn.
And Firth, your turn.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my hex. I assume this guy is at 0 hit points because that's how I have to move my hex.
Yes.
The guy that I hit before, yeah.
Yes,
Alright,
he's
I'm
dead.
gonna move that to the one that is in front of me.
Yep.
And I'm going to take an attack
Go for it.
against that one. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And 9 plus 9 bludgeoning and 6 necrotic.
That's a big hex roll. Let's go.
Yeah.
As you move the hex over to him, the next cloaked individual, as you block their previous sword attack, you then come back with your flail and you shove him a little bit with the shield, throwing him off balance, and then you come all the way over the top, and you feel just the same muscle memory of the very last, your athleticism just synergizing with this feel of momentum at the moment, and you crush down the individual, their entire body collapsing under the thunderous blow from your flail onto the ground. Another cloaked figure crushed.
And then there's
Jesus
2
Christ.
more behind the torch, right?
Yes. 2 more you clearly see, and one now that, while you're looking over, has come into the light and is holding something.
Alright, that seems to be the one that didn't attack before, right?
The one to the far, far left is the one that hasn't attacked yet.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Exactly 30 feet of you.
I will run over there.
You got it. There's
Provoking an
one.
attack of opportunity,
Yeah, one
I
will get
assume.
attack of opportunity behind you. Doesn't matter. We can't roll higher than a fucking 3 tonight.
Oof.
5, 10, 30. Since you come over, are you going to attack?
Action surge, I take an attack.
Yeah. So reaction, they let go of whatever's in their hand, and imaginal darkness explodes out from the center of the chest. So everybody has a pitch black darkness, so you must swing at disadvantage to see.
Is that a magical darkness? Or
Yes, it
does
is.
Dark vision. Yeah.
It is a magical darkness.
Let me just roll another time because there's 1. 16 to hit then.
Still hits. I mean, you ran right up to them, and they were right in front of you.
Right. Only 5 bludgeoning this time.
Okay. Okay.
Weak.
It does 5 damage.
Is that
Okay.
concentration?
Nope.
Nope. That was a item.
That's my turn.
Okay. But thanks for the reminder. Faith, would you like to play?
I'm here.
What would you like to do?
Let's see. Just an FYI, if it is the spell darkness cast through an item, it
Yeah.
still does involve concentration because it's casting the spell through the item, but it's still casting the spell.
It's like the fireball bead is how I'm using it right now.
Anyways, I'm gonna run forward. I've got 30 feet.
Yep. 5, 10, 20, 25.
I probably can only see the one that Ganu is harassing.
How big was
Yes.
the darkness?
Oh, actually, no, you can't see anything. It's all pitch black now. Show, Faith, and Matthias, you see your allies for one moment, and then you just see this horrible blackness immediately erase everything that you were seeing in front of you. And now it's just dark, and you have no idea where anybody is. It's
Large
a
darkness.
60-foot radius of darkness that has
Yeah, that's a
exploded over
lot.
the area.
I don't really know what's going on, so I'm gonna try casting light on my sleeve.
Sure, go for it.
Smart.
Does it provide any light for me?
How far is you're not in the darkness the way it's positioned. You're not pitch black. It's like right over in this area. So like the darkness starts right at the precipice of the where the forest area is. So you can still see. Matthias and Sho, you guys can see, but it's just like this black shadowy mass or orb is now appeared to the night. You can clearly see the difference between like it's dark and it's black to the left of this orb, but this is so dark. The contrast is so clear of what's natural and what's clearly unnatural.
It's like fake darkness.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, because I thought I was inside the
No, so that's
darkness.
why you can
So-
take that back if you didn't understand. I didn't describe it clearly
So
enough.
yeah,
That's
what
fine.
I'll do is, if that's as far as I can move, I'm just
Yes.
gonna hold my action
Sure.
for Eldritch Blast when I see an opponent or when I see an enemy.
You got it. Okay, so you have that held. Next up is a creature. What am mine? Antverth. Within the darkness, you hear the unsheathing of blades, and with that, you try and focus and use your instincts and listen to wherever you can feel an attack coming on inside this darkness. Inside the darkness itself, too, like, smells seem neutralized. Your sight is completely blackened. Your senses seemed a bit dull. It's a very strange new experience. First attack. That is a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is 7 points slashing and 2 necrotic. And give me a con save.
25, natural 20.
Totally fine. As the first blade goes into you, you hear again this very strange speech. It is quick, it has hard accents, and it is something that you've never even heard at the docks from your father. Very strange accents. The next one is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, and that'll be 9 points slashing and 2 necrotic. Another con save.
Oof, that'll be a fail. 8.
8. You are now poisoned as all of a sudden what eyesight that you have, like it's pitch black, it begins to start hallucinating in front of you. So you are currently poisoned. You can save against that at the end of every turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that. All right. That'll end their turn. It is now Ogre Buddy's turn. He just starts wildly swinging around himself.
That's makes sense.
That's the
He's
strat.
going to make two
Logical.
melee attacks. These would be at disadvantage. Oh, he had a natural 20. And then the other one's a 6. All right, and then the other one. Ooh, that'll gonna hit. That's an 18. Oh, nice. Not nice. Fucking natural ones in the rolls. Ooh. You hear all of a sudden he knocks over one of the it's very like muted sound as well, but he knocks over one of the like fire pits that they had going, and there's like a tiny little bit of sight that you get like a flash, everybody, of where everybody is, and then it stops as the magical darkness immediately suffocates the fire again. But with that flash, he takes his arm and just rams it into another one of the creatures here. It'd be this one. And you hear a as that takes a fair amount of damage. Now his buddy is gonna wake up. It's dark everywhere. It's too early, brother. And he's confused and doesn't do anything because he doesn't know what's going on. So top of the order, it is now back to the original individual. Individual cloak. An attempt with their actions. Oh. Natural 1 for one of them.
Yikes.
Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Things are happening. Matthias, it's your turn.
Alright. It's really dark in there, but there are still some sounds happening. And
Yes.
I'm going to try and pin down an unfamiliar voice and take a shot at it with disadvantage.
Sure.
That is going to be not great. That's an 8.
Magic missile into the dark doesn't work this time around. As the arrow flies off, and you can hear the other one be like, brother, and it nearly hits him. And as it goes past his head, it goes, whoa, are we under attack? And you can hear, yes, hit things.
Okay, at least there's that. Is there any kind of elevation I can get up top where I can get a better view of the situation?
Absolutely. Give me an athletics check. You have the markets, so you can climb up like one of the tent poles and get on top of some of the makeshift canopies or tents in which people are sleeping in during the gravel market trading.
I have my full movement. Could I possibly make that an acrobatics check?
Yeah, sure.
Right. That's good. That's good. That's going to be a 22.
Nice. With the sign right next to you, Matthias, he grabs the sign and then uses the momentum almost like a swing and flips the sign up in the air, carrying him up, and with a flip and a twist lands comfortably on top with the crossbow ready out, surveying the bulge of darkness. It seems like now with this angle, Matthias, the magical darkness, it's starting to fade. It looks like it's not quite as solid as it once was a few moments ago.
And I'm going to use my cunning action to hide. That's a 21 stealth.
You got it. Okay, good to know. Next up is the creatures.
Just an FYI, if there's ever a moment where I get a view of an enemy, I would like to unleash my Eldritch Blast.
Absolutely. It probably will come up at some point. Thank you for letting me know. Ganu, that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. It rolled really high, this one. And that is going to be... Oh my god, 3 slashing damage. That's another 1. 3 slashing damage as the individual in front of you, as you're in your bear form, the knife comes out and stabs right into you, but your thick hide, you barely feel the pain. Of course, it's still a knife inside you, but you can feel the animal instincts raging up as you're gonna pop this thing's head in front of you. All right, that one's dead.
3 damage.
That one is going to move around, get back up, use half its move to get back up from being knocked over by the ogre, and then it's going to make an attempt. Oh my god. Okay, thank goodness. I am a natural 1 rolling machine today. You can hear some sort of Ganu, because you're the closest, and Anfirth, I'd say you'd be able to hear a little bit, some sort of like after effect of what you've come to hear in these battles, of like the after sound of a spell, and the smell of ozone hits some of your noses. That one's dead. It's now Ganu's turn.
Hey, there's still a guy right in front of me, right?
Yeah. You think so? It's magical darkness, and you're sort of getting. You can kind of you think it's an outline right now, but it's starting to go from black to gray to back to reality. Hopefully soon.
Okay. So I will use the bear's multi-attack, starting with his claw attack.
Make sure to roll at disadvantage.
Yep, disadvantage.
Give me some better dice.
Not a great
If I
start.
keep rotating the dice, maybe that's the problem.
That's a 12 to hit.
Does not hit. As you reach out in the darkness, you could have sworn they were there, but maybe they were there a second ago when your eyes perceive the darkness. Maybe there's a little latency in what's going on right now. Second attack.
Great, and then I'll go for
I'm lagging.
I'm lagging. I hate this game. I did not play D&D to lag. Worst DM ever. Unfriend. Block.
17.
See you next week. That hits.
Something in my mouth. Ow!
Wait, what was the first damage?
I missed.
You said 17. I said that hits.
No.
That's what he's just describing what he does when he hits.
Oh, bites him. I'm sorry. I thought you had a bite attack too with the mouth. I apologize.
I missed the claw.
Yes.
I hit with the bite.
Uh-huh. Okay, so now you're rolling damage.
Now I'm really dead.
I was confused. I thought you had 2 claws and 1 bite.
That's a lot of stuff, not this guy.
Okay, cool.
2 attacks, 1 with his 1 bite, 1 claw.
You got it.
Yeah,
Cool,
so
that's awesome.
let's see. That's gonna be, I rolled pretty good. 11 piercing damage.
As you bite, you pop the head like a watermelon. You guys are just going in for the kill today. The individual, you can just feel the crunching of the skull just give way and the body immediately go limp between your jaws.
I do the like dog or T-Rex thing where you do
Yep.
and then like throw it a little bit.
The body just has a little flip as it hits the ground. Eated. Okay.
Hey. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I can move.
Sure.
Oh man. Can I try to
Give me a survival check. Mm-hmm.
14.
Okay, I'd say you still have an idea of your orientation. You do not need to roll at a D4, which would determine which compass direction you would have been walking in the darkness. You're good. You know you're oriented still.
Cool. I'll try to make my way to wherever there was another one before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll go around the ogres.
Sure.
Around the right side, I guess, will be easier.
Yep. As you come around, you bump into an individual that seems to be crouched down on the ground, and you can hear a response. But what languages do you speak?
Let's see. Common, Druidic, Giant, Primordial.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You have no idea what they're saying. Weirdos.
Right. Weirdos.
The darkness begins to fade even more. Show. It seems like it's about to dissipate the magical darkness. What are you doing?
Adrilic's gonna turn.
No, they didn't. It had the same initiative as Antwerth and them, and you didn't bring it up, so I didn't either.
That's okay. I didn't know if there was a weird surprise thing.
Nope.
Was I able to hear any of these languages?
Not yet. They're too far away. They're not yelling. These individuals are almost whispering whatever they're saying.
I'll just yell out to my friends.
Okay.
Is everyone alright?
You guys can respond. Oh, you're a bear, but you still have your intelligence. So you hear a bear growl. Antwerth, though, do you have a response?
I am doing okay, I guess, but we're trying to find these last 3. Try to track them down. Don't let them escape. We got to figure out what they mean or what they're doing.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but
Okay.
based on the scenario, I will try to just encircle like another side of the magical darkness.
Sure.
I really don't want to go in the magical darkness.
Yeah. This way you have right before the magical darkness. You can go over to the side here. There's a fury. So
Yes.
you go over there. You have your other friend flanking on the opposite side. I will. Oop. It's up there. Yeah. Anything else you want?
To be honest, I'd like to hold
Yeah.
a firebolt. I'm gonna hold the firebolt for when I have Adrelix go in and do some scouting on his initiative.
Okay. Antwerth, on your turn, the magical darkness dissipates and falls. Everything comes back to reality, and you find yourself no longer in front of the individual you were attacked with and you attacked. You now see 2 of them crouched, or all 3 of them crouched at the crate, and you can see the crate itself now has on the top of it 2 visible runic circles burned into the top of the box. What are you
Does
doing?
it seem like someone is doing that, or is it just like a thing that seems to be happening?
Who
Is there
fucking
one?
knows?
There's one that's crouched, or they're all crouched in front of it.
Yeah. The three of them seem to be crouched on the opposite side, as the ogres are completely not looking at them at all at this point. They're like swinging in the opposite direction. It's like, I think I got one.
Then I'm gonna run back and try to jump on top of the box.
Okay.
If I can make it.
Do I have vision on any of them?
Do before your brother jumps on top, so you can make your Eldritch Blast go.
Yeah, so I'll do the same
Fireball
thing.
go.
I was gonna just wait for Agilix, but if that happens,
Yep.
it's obviously like, well.
Show, you get the
now.
one to the far left and the one to the far right. Faith, you'd be able to see just fine.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
rolled a 9. I added my inspiration, so it's a total 17.
Hits.
I rolled a 17.
Hits.
That's 7 fire damage.
That's 14 force damage.
Oh, well, we got him.
Jeez.
Yeah, so those two drop as a lightning bolt goes and show yours as it comes out of your hand and immediately travels through. You see the ogre go as it goes right by him. He's like, oh, that almost, and just the individual just burns up and falls into a pile of ash. The other one with the Eldritch Blast, the Force Blast, just explodes the individual apart and completely disappears. Of the cloaked individuals, none of the bodies are on the ground once they have fallen. You can see they turn to like this dust or ash after you guys have killed these individuals. There's only one remaining.
All right, and he's in front of the box where
He
I'm
is.
on
He
top
is.
of.
Where
All
you
right.
just jumped on
I'm
him.
going
Yep.
to use my bonus action to move my hex again
Yep.
to this individual,
It's on him.
and I need to make an attack at disadvantage, actually.
Okay. Looking good. Okay, not so good.
But I do have the inspiration. What is
You
it,
do.
a D8? Oh, there it is. 19 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Oof, and 1 necrotic.
Got it. As you come down on the individual, you can see the focus is there. The body cracks a bit with your blow again from your flail, but there is a deadly focus now on whatever's happening inside this box.
And I don't have any more movement, do I?
No,
Or was that?
that was basically all of it.
Okay. That's it then.
Faith, your turn. Your brother is now obscuring the last remaining individual.
I'm gonna use 30 feet to try and move in that direction to see if I can get a view on them.
Probably is best bet. This way, as you can feel the difference going from the gravel to the forest on this moonlit evening. Underneath your feet.
If I have some sort of visual, I'm gonna try to Sacred Flame.
You do. Go ahead and try and Sacred Flame. You can get the sense of
So
that
that's-
ozone in the air.
That's a dex save for them.
Okay. Or like shit, read every day of the week.
Hunter.
Well, yeah, so no, that's like a 7.
That takes 1 radiant damage.
Woo! Praise the heavens.
Let's go, dude.
All right.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action
Yes.
to try and telekinetic shove, pull him towards 5 feet towards me.
Okay. What save is that?
Strength save.
Okay. Oh my god, tonight. Are you kidding me? 11.
He is pulled 5 feet towards me.
All right.
Oh, I'm not poisoned anymore. Look at that.
Can
Get that right back immediately.
you get an attack of opportunity?
It's forced movement, so he doesn't
Yeah, he
provoke
doesn't get
opportunity.
No.
Movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Which is nice when it's on our end.
Okay. Cool. Familiar's turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have Adrelix make a perception check to see if there's anything weird, visible, funky, just stuff of that nature.
Sure.
As it gets closer, of course.
Yeah. What's your perception check?
It is a dirty 20.
Nice.
As your familiar takes to the skies and takes in the surroundings, it actually notices a stirring of a whole bunch of individuals from the marketplace rushing towards your guys' area to see what the commotion's about. You definitely noticed both the 8-foot individuals from earlier. They seem to be like the police force of sorts, specifically for the Obsidian Syndicate. But there is like a gravel market, a police force of sorts that wanders with them. It's obviously not your normal type of policing, but it is the mercenary type of policing. You don't see any more cloaked figures coming. With this set, you can see the ogres themselves seem to be in good condition. Your friends seem to be all right, though Anfrith seems to have taken quite a beating.
All right, cool. I'll relay as much of that as I can to Faith.
Sure.
If possible.
You're probably closer to Matthias, actually. She ran into the thick of the fight. The two of you are still hanging back.
Okay, then I'll relay as much of that as I can to Matthias, just so that we have a communication flow going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let him know. Let's try and take this one alive. See if we can get another criminal to the syndicates.
Okay, so now it's the individual's turn, and they are going to move 5 feet right back to the box. And it is just not meant to be tonight. My fucking god. That was a 2 and a 3. Awesome. Well, they go up and they try and cast some sort of spell, but Anfrith kicks him in the fucking face and is like, no, don't do that. I'm not, no. That's why I'm on the box, you moron. That'll end their turn. Now it's
standing on the fucking box.
The ogres now get their attacks and they can see, oh, you've hurt my friends. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Is that what they sound like?
24 to hit. You see him take out a club and just 13 points of bludgeoning damage. Just whacks right on top of the individual. You can hear the crunching of bones, and you even see a spit of dark blood. Tough to see in this lighting. What color? Does he get more attacks, or is that it? That's it. So then the other one goes, oh, I see what we're doing here. Picks up a rock and just bludgeons the individual again. That is 17 that hits, so that'll do. Great. I'm glad everybody else rolled so great. I love it. Awesome.
Apparently they just didn't send their best troops.
Not today. Oh, man, that's 17 points of damage. Oh, jeez. All right. As the rock comes down, the individual goes to all fours and is just huffing and puffing. That goes to the top of the order. It's Matthias.
All right. Since I am at a elevated place, I'm assuming I have a clear shot at this person.
You absolutely do.
All right. I am going to take a shot at them since I'm hit at advantage.
Yep. Disadvantage because they're now. Well, I guess they're not prone. They're on their. Okay. So no. You're good.
Okay.
It was gonna be normal, but you're good.
23.
Hits.
Alright, so that is going to be 5 plus... Ooh, max roll. That's going to be 11 total damage. I would like to shoot them in the shoulder so as to pin them to the ground in a non-lethal manner.
How do you want to do this? So, like, you did that in a non-lethal manner. I don't think it's possible with the damage you rolled. They have 1 HP left. You did 11. I don't know how.
They did take like 40 damage, and that didn't kill them, so I would say it's not enough to outright kill him, right? And I'm hitting him in the shoulder, maybe breaking a few bones, but trying not to hit
there's
any
not many
major
bones
arteries.
left after those ogres.
That's fair.
So, I will add.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, calling shots to be non-lethal is restricted to only melee, melee weapon attacks.
Okay.
However, if we're arguing damage, it would have to be, even if it's a large amount of damage for what he's remaining, it would still have to cross the max HP threshold to outright kill him.
Okay.
Beyond
Okay.
death saves.
Okay. Yeah.
Even on the phone, he's so valuable.
Yeah.
He knows.
I like this. I like
Knows
where this is
everything.
going. I'll say yeah. Gets pinned to the ground as the arrow pierces through the cloak. The individual gets slammed to the ground.
And I'll shout to the group, "There's help coming. We don't need to kill him."
Well, we'll see who decides that. It is now Ganu's turn. You're a bear. You're completely in control of yourself, but like your DM's telling you you're a bear, so you can do whatever you want. But you absolutely hear Matthias shout that out.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just kind of meander over as a bear,
Sure.
just kind of act all menacing like. Ugh,
Roll an intimidation check.
sure. Get a lot of drool coming out.
Ooh, yes, yes.
There are actions beyond attacks. FYI.
Wild.
That's not how this group has operated for the better part of 3 years. Whenever combat happened, no hesitation for many encounters.
What's a dodge?
We just slit throats. That's what we do. We're the new throat slitters.
Has it got a kneecap? We're breaking it.
What's your intimidation check, bucko?
Intimidation.
11?
Yeah.
That's my 8th natural one tonight. And that
Well,
is...
that's
Yeah.
nice.
That
You
is
should
my...
burn those dice.
Yeah.
And
I'm
do
literally
maybe
just
like
swapping.
a seance.
I have a whole thing, and I'm just grabbing a different dice. That's clearly
just
the
melt
problem.
them all down.
I need
Maybe
to
it's the
stick with
tray.
one.
Maybe you need
should-
to cleanse the tray.
You should melt them all down and make
Plus
a
my
giant
damage
one
rolls.
statue.
I
You gotta
believe
do some like incense burning.
Yeah.
I've rolled,
Exercise it.
I think, around 15 to 18 ones so far tonight.
Exorcism.
This bodes well for us.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Between
nat
attack
20s are
rolls
coming,
and
boys.
damage. Wow. Okay, so what was happening? What did I have to roll? Intimidation. The individual on the ground that is pinned is now trying, as you're drooling over it, and you can get your barely musk inside the snipe. The individual with their like leather gloves on there is slowly trying to pull their body away from where you are now intimidating them, and you can see the arrow itself is starting to like cut through the individual, and it's even like snapping and breaking a bit as it's like pulling through his flesh as he's trying to get away from you. Okay, so
Yeah.
anyway,
That's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna.
so I started blasting to show what's up.
I don't have to do anything. I can just wait.
Yeah.
What direction did Adrelix say that all the people were coming to?
From behind. So that is where you guys just came and ran from. They're all coming out that way.
All right.
They'll probably be here and around. And technically, I can probably stop the combat music now. We can transition more into role playing
Yes.
because I feel
Let's go! We did it! Yeah!
Yes.
because I feel like everyone's made their decision. So good. Good.
Yes. Right. So the guard should be here soon. From my dealings in Rumble, do I know typically like what would normally happen in this kind of situation?
There's gonna be a quick ask of like, did somebody want this? Was this somebody's experience? Like, was this agreed upon? And as soon as that's not the case, there's gonna be quick imprisonment or potential public execution.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I wasn't there firsthand to see everything. I assume it was you, Anferth, or Ganu. I don't know. I just heard the call for help, and it seems the city guard is on their way now. So hopefully they can help us get some information.
I wouldn't say it was necessarily agreed upon, but I did say if they attacked, I would attack them back. So I agreed upon it.
It was self-defense.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds on Annabeth.
I thank you. It's very helpful. Even if it's 1 HP.
You were at 1 HP?
No, it was
Oh,
That's 6.
Man,
Such healing.
doubled.
Yeah, I'm gonna use second wind. Just because a little bit more.
God forbid
Maybe.
something.
What about all those healing potions? Don't forget those.
All right, so
That'll help.
the lot
Save
of
those for
you,
another day.
you see the ogre. Box feels heavier. As the other two are now looking at it, and they're like keeping it away from all the bodies. Another one is just kind of poking at the ash piles, like where do they go? You can see getting there first to the scene are those 8-foot Ganassi, followed by a few of the others, and pardon me, Beldez himself shows up with his hands out going, everybody has torches, by the way, or lanterns that are revealed, like, up and shining all the lights everywhere. You hear Beldez, what's with all the commotion out here? What's happening to my esteemed guest? Are you all right?
All right enough. I mean, we came out here and these people are attacking our friends. Matthias, you had a good view. Did you see anything else?
No, it seems as you said they were waiting to ambush these poor gentlemen and relieve them of their precious cargo. Seemed like a straight-up mugging that nobody asked for.
This is most troubling, I must say. They'll be all right. If they're your friends, they'll be allowed in. Come. And you see the other ones be like, we can go now. And the two big ones sort of just hold them there for a second. And Beldez goes, yes, we'll find a place for them. Get them out of whatever this is going on out here. Well, my apologies for your friends being attacked. This isn't quite normal procedure out here, but it seems like you've apprehended an assailant.
No, we don't blame you. We do not blame you at all. These people have been following us, I believe, for a while now.
Interesting
I
enough.
just want to look at the guy. See the guy on the ground. Do I see any markings or anything, or is it just plain robes?
Completely plain robes, and again, there's just that magical blackness on the face.
Can we peel back the hood?
Would you like to try, Matthias? Have you gone up and everything?
Yeah, I've wandered down. I'm
Okay.
going to try and de-hood this person.
Yeah. As you take the hood off, it reveals shortcut white hair and it looks like to be elvish features and dark purple skin.
Seems today wasn't your day. Now, would you mind telling us why you've been following us and why you chose to attack our friends?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, Halfling, and Thieves'
Begins saying something and then spits in your face.
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Nope.
Foreign languages.
You guys have no idea. What about you, Sho? Bunch of extremely, all these languages, but not the right one.
I probably don't know the language, but if we're around this person enough, I could probably pick it up in like a day or two.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Yeah.
Keep trying, Bucko.
Yeah, I probably don't speak that.
All right.
I'm going to frisk his pockets.
As you go to frisk his pockets, they take their blade and they go to attack you. Because they're still armed. He's just pinned by an arrow. So that'll be a 18 to hit. Matthias. Okay. And then that is 8 points of slashing, 2 necrotic, and give me a constitution saving throw.
I use my reaction to use interception.
Sure.
Reduce the damage by 5.
There you go. as the knife comes out quickly, Anfirth himself was like, hey, maybe wait a second. And then as that happens, he just gives a kick right into the elbow of the blade that's coming out, and it puts it just off kilter. So instead of going right into Matthias's neck, it goes across the back of his neck.
Oh.
What's your con save?
Oh, right. Let's see. 19.
You're good.
I'm gonna grab
Can we bind him?
the blade in my mouth and try to rip it out of his grip. Ah.
You can do it. I'm going to say that's going to be easy enough. You don't need to make a strength check. You're a friggin' bear. You rip the blade right out of his hand.
Yeah. And then I'll...
Do we have shackles or anything for this prisoner?
Look
To
to
your-
Valdez.
Valdez, now that he knows it was gestured toward him, he snaps his fingers, and one of the individuals comes over. They have plenty of them. One of the gravel market individuals, too, has manacles. As the drow looks from one to the other as this is happening. I need, let's say... Who has a visible blade on them?
I mean, I have my flail, but it's not a blade.
No. Like, do any of you have a dagger in your inventory is what I'm asking.
I'm a bear.
Yes, you are a bear.
No.
Faith, show, or
I have nothing.
I probably would.
Okay. So give me
Like a dagger or my hand axe.
dex saving throw. For Faith.
$19.
19. That's close. That's fucking close. The individual reaches out. I gotta check. Was it? Because I rolled a natural 17. What's their modifier? Yeah, they reach out for your knife, Faith, and they grab the handle of it. And as they pull the knife out of your slot, you slap the hand and knock the knife right to the ground. And now the individual like pulls their arm out from the arrow, pinning him to the ground, and is just trying to back away. As now the others descend and handcuff the drow.
I'll kick the knife away first, just to get it out of reach.
You hear a loud shout in the strange language into the night. This is the loudest you've heard any of these individuals speak.
I'll walk away and go to pick up my knife.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Did anyone hear that shout? I'm like looking around the outskirts.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Anyone being like any other possible assailants. 6!
You look around and you see, but you get like basically clocked in the face full of cloth as Valdez walks by you with all of his robes, and he looks down and goes, "We're going to have a very fruitful conversation here tonight about you attacking my friends. Pardon me. I might not know your language right now, but I'm gonna real soon." As he gives a little smack onto the side of the individual's face. And as they hoist up the drow, nobody else was looking. An arrow comes from the night and just buries it into the center of the chest of the drow. You would have saw something if you rolled higher.
Can I take my reaction to try to reduce the damage?
You can definitely try.
Alright,
It was
see.
sneak attack.
This is definitely a lethal shot.
Sure, it's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I rolled low. I rolled a 1. Yeah, so that's 3.
Yeah, the arrow pierces into the individual's heart, and you can see it looks like they expected this, and there's this like some sort of, it almost sounds musical, whatever they're saying in their foreign language as the individual's life leaves their body. The arrow itself came out from further down where you guys came from, and it seems to have been elevated, potentially up in the trees of sorts or something like that.
send away Adrelix to check out that area where
Now,
the arrow came from.
Go ahead and make a perception check
And
for
Have
Adrelix.
him come back.
Yep.
So his is +5, so 18.
As you go up, as Adrelix goes up into the air and begins to scope out those trees, since you had such a good shot on the show and you're taking everything in, you saw the arrow come in and immediately point it to Adrelix, and it flew off into the air. It is currently noticing what seems to be 2 individuals with black cloaks on, moving from the tree to tree, as one that still has the bow drawn is still watching the entire situation unfold. And this is quite a ways off, probably about like 200 feet away from the quick, like up into the air and quick glide in the 20 seconds in which all this is unfolding.
I'll relay that information, everyone.
You see Beldez go in motion, and a whole bunch of people just start rushing out towards that way. About 5 or 6 individuals, they unhook their bows, a couple with their spears out, and they go. The 2 8-foot individuals do not leave.
What do you think? Should we chase him?
That's up to you
Valdez
guys.
has it covered.
If they'd have to be very quick to get away from my men. Nobody gets to sneak up on us. As then the 8-foot guy that was holding the drow just throws the husk to the ground, and as it hits the ground, the body begins to disintegrate like all the rest of them. And you see him go and like pick up the individual's blade, and then as that begins disappearing as well, you see him having the little side action as he's squatting and looking at the dust as it's going away.
Are are the ropes and stuff still there, or is just the body?
No, it's all gone. All of it's dust and gone.
All of it's just like gone.
There's nothing to loot. There's no bodies. That is not normal. This is not a
No,
normal occurrence.
I'm feverishly taking notes. Don't worry.
What would you guys like to do?
Same thing that guy's doing.
Sure. You can make an
Observe.
investigation check.
Observe, try to understand what the hell that is. 'Cause that's weird.
I want to go to the box and inspect the box.
Yeah, I
Go
assume
ahead,
the
make an
ogres
investigation
go with the
check.
box, right?
Yep. The
23
ogres are now
investigation.
at the edge. They haven't gone in yet because they still aren't sure. Thank you for the 23. But they're sitting by the box. And as you guys approach them, you see the two of them go, not open, all good, locked tight.
I don't know what they were doing, but and as Faith walks up, Faith, do you know? And
I got a 10 for investigation.
Well, there is 2 strange symbols that weren't there before. They seem to be some sort of runic symbols on the top of the box, and it almost looks like they should go in a row of 3, but there's only 2 on the top of it. One
Can I
seems to be
discern
missing.
anything about them from my
You'd have to make an
limited
Arcana
amount of
check.
magical knowledge?
You'd have to make an Arcana check. Show, as you with a 23, as you begin to investigate, you're clearly seeing magical properties that acted upon these individuals with such a high roll and your background. Clearly, some sort of spell was the cause of when these individuals die. It erases who they are, their remains. Clearly, though, that must mean somebody doesn't want you picking through their stuff. You're muted.
19 Arcana.
19 Arcana. Okay. What'd you say, Show? You're still muted. Still muted.
I was just gonna say it's obviously some sort of cause that they very deeply believe in.
Yeah.
If they're that devoted and they're willing to die to not release information.
Yep.
If that's what I'm understanding, can I cast a detect magic to see what kind of magic this is then?
Sure.
Or would I just know based
I'll
off
give it.
kind
No,
of
give it a
what's
second.
going on?
It's fading. With that higher roll, go ahead and make an Arcana
I'm
check too.
I'm just casting it. I'm not ritual casting it. I need to know now.
Yeah. That's right. So I said still Arcana to try and because it's like fading and immediately I want to get this the aura is fading because the spell went off already. But I think this is
22.
really cool. 22 or 2?
22.
Nice. Okay.
I can't roll 2. Too smart for that.
We'll get back to Faith with your 19 on the boxes.
Correct.
I believe this is
Give me the
evocation.
knowledge. Give me the power.
Let me double check.
Make my brain bigger. Fold my cortexes more. I don't want to be a smooth brain.
With the 22?
Yes.
What's your college again?
Divination.
Okay. Well, so with a 22, I say you can catch the ends of what you see as a transmutation spell.
Oh shit.
Faith, what did you ask for that check? I've forgotten exactly what
I
you're trying to
was
discern.
inspecting the magical properties of the runes to try and see if I could discern what they intended to do.
It's in a different language. It is not in the basic arcana. It looks like it is arcana. You recognize that much, but it's of a different language that's doing something similar to like what you recognize for magic circle spells. At this point in your career, you didn't even realize that magic language itself could be then transposed into different languages. I thought it was just a universal everyone agreed on, like, oh, this is just like common. But now you're realizing, oh God, it's common, but there's also other people's dialects of arcana. So that's kind of making it really difficult. Even with a 19, this is some high level shit. What else are you guys doing?
Would I be aware of any kind of shady organization or mercenary group that would use this sort of method to keep their secrets safe?
Go ahead and make a history check.
9.
Not really, and of the people you know, no one's that extreme. Like, especially from the places you frequent, to Shia and back home. No one's this hardcore. You have no experience with this kind of shit. This is very different.
Yeah, these guys are serious.
I will say with everybody too, this is a completely different vibe than the Pyrock cultists.
Would you say that the... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just staying near the ogres and my sister. And
Sure.
making sure nobody sneaks up on them.
Sure.
Would it be understood with us as a group that the Pyrock cultists were more just like disgruntled, maybe xenophobic citizens that were just kind of angry at the situation or maybe something that was going on, and that the situation here was a lot more like organized, sinister, and was like very tactically like, hey, we are trying to get this box and that's it, or whatever it is.
All of that, but yes, you guys definitely perceive all that. In addition, though, it wasn't just the box. There was clear intent to hurt you guys as well. That wasn't like an afterthought.
Get the box, and also no one can know about the box.
Sure.
Okay. Close enough.
We'll see.
That's what show's getting at this.
Sure.
That's what I'm getting at this. So.
Sure. You're still bear?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell fucking yeah. I don't gotta roleplay shit. I'm a motherfucking bear.
I am gonna like occasionally stand up on my back 2 legs and walk around like that.
You can see Beldaz looking as like, as he's like talks to you to the sideshow just because you're closest and was observing and investigating. You hear him go, there was quite a number of druids in my time I got to hang out with, and not a single one of them ever walked on their hind lanes as a bear. As he throws some of the dust into the air and he goes, you think you always know it all until you learn something new. He dusts off his pants and starts walking away, not particularly really talking to you, not really looking for an interaction back.
He just said it like, what the fuck was that?
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So, yeah. Beldaz walking back and he goes, well, that is too much excitement for everyone tonight. Everybody in. My security will be up as tight as possible. As you look to a couple in even the gravel markets, just really looking to him to lead. And there's like clearly a head marshal of the gravel market that like is their leader, and he's totally bending the knee to whatever Bildez's direction is, and he goes to the ogres. Come, and they pick up the box, and there's a place where a bunch of his people are, and he goes out, and without a question they get out, little mumbling back and forth like, oh, it's late. It's not that late. As they get out, Bildez goes, for your troubles, and he goes here, and he also leans in to one of the boxes in there and cracks it open, and there's a whole bunch of wines and alcohols, and he goes, help yourself for the night, the least to take your mind off all that. And one of the individuals comes over, and you can see a healing spell heal the cut on the ogre's neck, and they look over to any of you guys. He goes, anybody else with wounds that my clerics can tend to?
My brother.
So all of you all get healed with basic cure wounds. That keeps happening enough to get you guys back up to your full HP.
Hooray!
As soon as we go inside, I'll turn back into myself.
As you do that, you see one of the big individuals. Funny enough, well, you're tall when you're on your feet, but as you come back, you're actually not like taller than you were as the bear because you're still fucking huge. And you see him, and you hear a little laugh. And he's like, bigger as a person than as a bear. Now that's a type of strength I do like.
Well, the bear has other attributes that are desirable.
Like a viciousness to it, right? Unlock that inner animal in you.
It really does. I'm kind of new to this.
Oh.
But like I totally see that. Like I just got in this mindset of a bear. I was just like, time to rip these guys to shreds.
Just smacks you on the back and goes, let that fire burn, as he walks away.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're muted, whatever you said, Luke.
In the back corner, you hear Anniford say, and I hear they build boats as well.
I'm missing that reference.
Session.
Yeah.
The bear.
How did the bears get to...
How did the bears?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, thank you. It's all
Yep.
come back. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys care about this game.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, nope. Okay, yeah, the ships aren't a thing. Okay, so here we are. The rest
I'll
of your
take a
group,
little bit of the wine and then go to finish my night and start my rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
As you
little poisoned, so I'm just gonna go to sleep.
sleep that off. You'll save against it sleeping. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I make a drawing of the runic symbols that are on the chest and
Yeah.
perhaps bring them to Bailey?
Oh.
Sure. Yeah, what's up?
So there was just an attack on our ogre friends. I'm assuming these folks were trying to steal whatever is in the box. Have you seen anything like this before?
Bailey and Autumn are gonna make Arcana checks. Bailey looks and goes, That's different. I don't know what. Strange. I recognize a lot of the symbology, but the language is different than what I know. You see Autumn look at it and just sort of you can sense some sort of recognition in it, but she doesn't say anything.
Have you got anything on them? We should know what we're going up against.
Well, clearly this is undercommon, as she points towards the language, and she goes, and from what I understand, those are, what would be, how would you say, like gate runes? As she says it like in common, but then says it again in undercommon afterwards.
So was it their intention to open the box or just transport it somewhere?
It's tough to tell. I don't know. It's just a magical symbol. Either could work.
Well, apparently whatever's in that box is valuable enough to warrant a whole troop of very organized thieves, assassins, who disintegrate upon their own demise to protect their own identities and the secrecy of their organization. Seems pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
Bad luck to stumble upon these guys, I think. Now I feel like I have to take care of them.
Well, if that's how you feel, I am certainly tagging along for the ride. And Bailey's like, did they hurt our friends? She goes wide-eyed, just realizing.
They tried to hurt the ogres. They beat up Anifirth pretty well. I mean, we're taken care of now, but
Oh, okay.
man, they put a scuff on his pretty face.
You see Jacques now finally show up, and he's just like, there's quite the excitement going on. Did you guys know something's happened?
Well, no, what happened?
I don't know. They said something outside. There was a fight, and people died?
Goodness, that sounds truly horrible.
Oh, lucky that we were inside tonight and not out there with the ruffians.
I relay to him the whole situation.
He walks away from you with eyes.
I have been meaning to catch up with you. You did say you've been productive during the nights, Autumn. How did you mean?
1 second, Ryan. You said you were gonna say something a while ago.
Oh,
Is that
sorry.
gone?
Just wanted to ask if the dagger I ripped out of the guy's hand, if that disappeared.
It did. It did.
Okay.
All the
That's all I
tools and
wanted.
stuff disappeared as well, which is very
That's all I wanted
strange.
Weird.
Mysteries. Anyway, you see Autumn. Oh yes, I've been out there retooling, catching up on a lot, remembering, getting ready to come back home as best I can.
It must be odd. I suppose we have all experienced it to a certain point. Just living under the presumed identity for years, and then it's a bit jarring being brought back into the reality of who we actually are. Did you find any unpleasant surprises that perhaps you were disappointed in?
Which one of us didn't?
Yeah, that's true. That was a good chef, Like that was cruel as it may have been. That was actually fun.
I was a shit servant.
Yeah, I suppose I got the better end of that deal. But at least now you're in a position of control over your own life.
Yeah, getting better. Wish I remembered as much as I did. I would have tried to teach that witch a little more respect.
Somehow I don't think that would have gone very well. For her to keep that amount of people under control, I don't know, I wouldn't mess with that.
You see, she kind of gives it a better thought that time. She goes, maybe you're right.
I mean, you could, if you got the drop on her, maybe, but... Well, I just wanted to make sure you're doing okay, you're feeling healthier,
Yes.
And,
I need to get
I don't
home
need
to get back to my job, but I also, home is always a pain.
What is your job?
I take care and guard a lot of our mines back home. We have valuable resources, and I'm one of the only female volunteers that is on this particular force. Most people in my home, ladies are meant for the courts, not so much for the blade.
Could have fooled me.
It's not a trick. She takes out her knife and flips it and then sheathes it in one motion.
No, I don't think I really have a job. I just kind of wander.
So you're like a leech on society.
Could be, that might be accurate. I think swindle a lot of people. I messed up. Maybe I'll turn over a new leaf. Maybe I won't. But
Well,
I'm very, very revealing, to say the least.
I've known a few swindlers that have been pretty alright, depending on who they're swindling.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Moral compass is a bit foggy, but I'm going to go rest. Should you ever feel the need to talk, my ears are always open.
Appreciate it. Bailey, who's been like 5 feet away from the conversation, slowly and awkwardly drifted away, but still was trying to listen to it and still be a part of the conversation, is just sort of left standing there being like, I remember things too.
Have a good night.
As everyone walks away.
Before everybody goes to sleep,
Yeah.
Annabeth's gonna go up to Autumn and just say, I couldn't help but overhear that you were helping Matthias decipher the box.
Yeah.
The ogres, our ogre friends, mentioned that the box may have felt a bit heavier. Does that help you in your deciphering at all?
Nope, not with those rolls. She just kind of shrugged her shoulders. That's strange. I'll sleep on it.
I appreciate it, and whatever knowledge you get, I mean, not that I know anything, maybe if you share it with Sho and Faith and Bailey, and maybe bring all 4 minds together, you can figure it out.
Yeah, I think we could.
I appreciate it. Good night.
Night.
Well, good day, I suppose.
Technically, yes, I'm not going to sleep. And she just wanders off into the night.
Oh, also, before she leaves, I want to say, you know that guy, if you're going to be wandering around the markets, the guy that we ran into before, if you find his stall, just let me know where it is.
Yes, I will.
The guy who gave
Owlbear.
you the owlbear feathers, yeah.
Yes. I'm sure his name's somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I have it.
Somewhere. It's not in the notes, it's in the NPC notes.
I remember the owlbear was named Midnight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, his name was Trex.
Trex.
Nasi owlbear salesman.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else before the group goes to sleep?
Who's taking watch?
Who would like to take watch?
The city, I hope.
Yeah.
That worked out well for us last time, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm always gonna have my familiar watching at this point.
Yeah, and you have Autumn watching as well. And what's his name is up? Dante, as he comes up to the group, he's like, I got this tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dante.
Oh my fuck. I am so annoyed. I haven't rolled above an 8 now. It's a lot of rolls tonight.
It's your inspiration.
I wish I had some.
7.
Okay. So, you guys go to sleep, and we can take our first break, and then we'll just power through for the rest of everything. In the morning, it'll turn over. I'll go change the music. Go take a break for whatever you got to do.
You said we had one item left
Okay.
in our shop, is that right?
Yes, just a singular item.
Okay.
You guys awake the next morning, the market bustling in the gravel market, people trading all about the day. You find that you're still your one piece. Nobody looks to buy it. As you get to your stand and you can see Dante there hoping to hurry this up, every time somebody comes up to buy it, they stop for a second and then move on. This happens a couple times where someone does look interested in the last piece of merchandise, but then carries on.
What is the last piece of merchandise?
It's just another alchemy potion. There's nothing too crazy about it in the sense. It just looks like another material. You've always sold a whole bunch of these like crushed leaves with some sort of powder. You've already sold a whole bunch of them already. So like, why would this one be any different?
Do they seem to be looking around and such before they do it, or
go ahead and make a perception check. After the first two, you go and take note of their behavior.
9.
That.
Yay!
Insane. Okay, so 9 perception. They're you can't really tell what they're looking at. Every time you try and see, there's a behavioral change and they're looking for something, but you're missing whatever the connection is. Like the market's moving fast. There's people going throughout the day. Fascinating. Clearly something's up.
Show, is there some kind of a cultural tradition where it's like bad luck to buy the last item at a market or something? Because it seems like we're having a really hard time getting rid of this thing.
That is not a thing, Show.
Not that I know of. Not in my experiences here in Rumble or ever. So,
do we have the authority to discount it?
I have to read the contract.
Yeah.
You peer through the contract. There does not seem to be any mentions of your ability to dis or not discount an item.
Doesn't say we can't.
Let's start with a nice 10% off.
Do we even know what it is? Do we even know what we're selling?
Yeah, it's a normal run-of-the-mill alchemy potion. Sold 40 of them already. For some reason, people just don't want this one.
All right, so you're gonna take 10% off it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say,
another hour or so goes by. You see the individual seeing the 10% off is like. And they put their coins up on the counter. It's in their hands. And all of a sudden you see an individual come up and tap them, like just put their arms around their shoulder. And the other one goes like, oh, I actually... And they just sort of walk off as you see one of the individuals from the Obsidian Syndicate just looking at you guys and going, oh, having a tough time selling the last lot here, huh?
It would seem so.
Huh. Well, best of luck. As then... walks back into his patrol.
Right.
I was gonna say, as all this is going on,
sure.
I actually wanted to take Annifirth aside.
Sure, and fucking fight him. Fucking PvP. Let's be a pro player. Let's go.
Am I allowed to request Annifirth transfer to secrets for a moment?
Just without me?
I mean, you should join us as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking join you. Yeah, we can go to Whispers. I don't have a 3-player battle camp thing set up, but all right, be right back.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, at some point in the morning.
Yes.
Or actually, hang on. I'll wait till. Wait, do you want me to talk while the stream's going, or?
What stream? Like the recording?
I think you're lagging.
I'm still recording.
Okay.
So
so at some point, I would pull Annifirth off from everybody else, and I'd kind of bring up, so what do you think was going on? They were saying weird stuff was happening to us a couple nights ago.
You mean with the water and the ice or whatever they said?
Yeah.
I really don't know. I mean, like, I know that, I mean, you've seen it, whatever I have, whoever my mother is, or whatever magics were laid upon Dad when I was born. I have these innate things that I do, and I guess perhaps it could be connected to that, but I don't know why you would have that same connection.
I mean, he mentioned something about being deep under the ocean, and that sounds a lot like the encounter I had with my patron, that sea light creature, but I don't know, that weird eel thing, that didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Can I remember from my father's stories anything about an eel?
Yeah, go ahead and make an history check.
14.
Nor the creature with the bident.
Oh, your father has talked about Tritons. Those have come up before. Those are creatures of the seas. They typically are considered the people of under the sea that are the closest thing to like a ruling civilization of the lands below the surface. Of the many, like, there's a clear clash between land dwellers and sea dwellers in Zenya as well, but sea dwellers have no interest in expanding to the surface, so it's a lot of live and let be. But he definitely did bring up stories about them in the past to warn at least you. I'm not sure if it would have ever had the opportunity to explain to Faith on the boating trips and everything that you guys have done in the past, that you got to be careful of them. And if you see any of them, some of the best ways is to make sure to show that you are friendly. Even though, like, obviously, you are no threat to them. If you're in the ocean, they will swim circles around you. There isn't anything you can do to threaten them if you ever got surrounded by Tritons. But you have to be of value, be of worth, right? You can be able to hold a conversation and show them that you do something worthwhile. And what you do is you help people travel the seas. What you do is you help people trade goods and make their livelihoods, and a fair amount of Tritons will respect that, especially when it relates to the seas, that you help grant passage to something that they revere so highly. If they find you poaching, they're going to poach your head off. So that's something to never be caught. Fishing is very different because they fish themselves, but like killing whales for blubber or oil or other creatures like that, especially even for sport, is something that is reserved for like the high kings of the Tritons below the seas. That's not something anyone should have the honor of doing.
Okay, so I'll relay all that to Faith and say,
yes.
But I don't know anything about a giant eel. I mean, I don't know why they'd be attacking such a giant creature. It seems like something that maybe has some nefarious attitudes towards them, perhaps. I'm not sure.
All right.
Why that's connected to you, I don't know.
Do you think we should tell them? I mean, I wonder if any of them are gonna ask about that.
You mean about your patron?
Anything about that? I mean, it's not. It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, I'm not really sure if. Look, I don't really know much about magic at all, and I don't know if this is a detriment to us or if we're gonna put them in danger by letting them know about it. But I don't know. I think it might be better to keep to ourselves for now. Why it's affecting me, I have absolutely no idea. And maybe it's best that we give it a bit of time so that we can figure out what's happening to me and you. I mean, it's strange, really, and maybe it's better that we understand first.
Okay, that makes sense. And that's all that's enough of the conversation.
Sounds good to me. Anything else, or we'll hop back in?
That was all I wanted to talk about.
Right on. Good shit.
Back.
So
wow.
they re-released Ragnorum.
I need a stream. Let me in.
Ragnorum returns. Very good.
You're.
What?
There you are.
We're good.
Okay. No one's reacting to my Ragnorum threats. It's making me angry. I'll actually bring him back.
We would deserve it if you did it, I guess.
We would deserve it if you did it, I guess. Alright. Anywho, here we are. So, yeah, what are you guys doing?
I think I would be trying to, like, kind of belligerently, like, aggressively merchant to people.
Go ahead and make
10% off this potion!
Persuasion.
It could be yours!
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 17.
17. One person, like, you get him really locked in. It's another Earth Ganas, and he's like, oh, we use this all the time. And then you see as he touches it, and you, like, in the reflection of it, you see him look deep and go, oh, no, I think I have enough. And he hands it back just as you thought you were going to steal the deal. Another person comes by and you hand it to him, and you see the individual go like, oh, get it off of me! He just fucking freaks out and walks away from you guys. Yeah, something's up. Something's fucking weird that you can't sell this item.
What's up with that? What is this?
You're
Is this really an alchemy potion? Like, did we really sell 40 of this exact thing? Can I, like, uncork it and, like, waft, maybe?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Alright.
Urine.
That's not good. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that, because I don't want to get bogged down on a stupid plot point. Frick! 10!
Yeah, it looks exactly the same as all the other ones. It smells the same, and all this shit looks the
Why
same.
does nobody want this perfectly good potion?
You see one guy look over again, like, I could... No, I'm good. He puts his head down.
I'm gonna ask Autumn.
Yep.
Did you find where Trex was?
I did.
Last night?
I did. She's all bundled up. Like, you just get a little bit of eyes completely bundled up and everything right now. Not a bit of skin showing. And she's in the shade right now underneath a one of the tents. And she gives you the directions to one of the back locations inside the gravel market where Trex is.
I'll ask Faith if she wants to come with me.
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna step out for a second. Try to sell it. I don't know. Tell everybody else and head over there.
Sure. As you make your way through the market, you can see the excitement all the way throughout. People are trading all sorts of interesting goods, very similar to Ashaya, and it almost gives you that warm feeling of home as you're walking through these markets, something that you've experienced on a near daily basis. And this would be like, even though this is a big market for them, this is the normal in Ashaya. This would be a slow day. This is a blistering or blustering day of markets and sales for the people in the Rumble Market. Underneath your feet, you hear the crunching of the gravel through and through, and the sun up in the air beats down a nice warmth just into the mid-80s. So getting quite a sweat working your way across the market. All sorts of free samples are being handed out in certain areas for foods and waters and wines, and people are definitely taking them in tow. You continue to see people of the Obsidian Syndicate all throughout the market. In particular, those 8-foot individuals, again, can always be seen over the tops. They're almost like these sentinels that patrol the entirety of the gravel market, and kind of like a reminder that everyone's still smaller than the Obsidian Syndicate, no matter how big they might feel with their deep pockets. As you approach the area, you can see a very modest tent is set up where you can see an owlbear that is just the happiest girl in the world. It's got a big old bowl of water, and the other two baby owl bears are just rolling around on the ground playing with one another as the big owl bear is just sort of zoned off, big old smile, not quite let its tongue out, but just sort of like a couple like cooing whoos are coming out every now and then, happy to be where it is. Trex is behind a little counter, and he has an assortment of different like eggs and feathers and foods that have been made with it, or remedies. Everything here. No milks, no cheeses, but everything else you could make with owl bears.
I'll just approach the counter. I assume he's got a little stand that he interacts with people.
Yep.
Atrex, how are you?
Anfirth, it's so good to see you again.
Well met. Well met.
Glad you could make it. What can I do you for today?
I was just stopping by to check out your stand, and
what do you think?
Seems really nice. I'll be honest with you, I'm a big fan of the owlbears, but never seen one before. I mean, before I saw you, of course.
Would you like to pet Midnight?
I could do that.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check with advantage.
Better be on a tight leash.
To just eat you, and Faith is just mortified. Just one gulp. It's like the cheerleader mascot thing.
Oh my god!
Hey Faith, I want to do something, and they got eaten. Yeah, fine. No problem whatsoever. As you go up, you're able to touch the head, and it closes the eyes as you see Trex go, this is her favorite spot right here. If you rub, and then he's doing it, and then he takes your hand and just slides it in expertly where now you're doing the exact same motion, and you can feel the warmth of the owlbear and that excitement of a connection with a creature.
It's a beautiful creature, really is.
They are something else.
Well, so I've got a request of you, actually.
Oh, sure.
So you were our first customer, or I was your first customer.
Oh, right. As you see, he turns and actually goes over into his stuff, and as he pulls out a trinket of sorts, it is this beautifully designed looking rock. It's hollow on the inside and has all these intricate carvings and paintings on the outside, and he hands that to you as a thank you. He goes, a thank you for being my first customer here into the market. As he puts it in, what we have is up in the Tempest Peaks, the winds are so strong at times they will end up eroding and hollowing out the rocks. And when they fall out, they make some of the most beautiful jewelry. And then we have our artisans there carve into these natural formations. They're really something special.
It really is quite beautiful. Well, one other request though.
Sure, yes.
So as your first customer, we seem to be having some difficulty getting rid of a few things from our wares.
Sure.
And well, I'd be honored if you could be our last customer. We have one more item.
I would be honored if I was your last customer.
Tell them what the item is as well.
Sure, and it's an exchange of like 5 silver pieces, and is an easy sell. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, if you ever need to reach out to us, my father is the dockmaster in the western port of Ashaya. Feel free to look for us.
Absolutely.
His name is Johan.
Johan.
Yes.
What a wonderful name, and a wonderful family.
My sister Faith, by the way. I don't know if we made acquaintance with her.
Hardly met, but now we are well met. As he reaches over and shakes your hand. Look at that. Oh, he looks way better now. Look at, they're getting better by the day. Still a weird alien looking thing, but not bad. They look way worse in my head.
You don't happen to know if anybody sells like magical items or scrolls in this market, do they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they all go through the watch of the headmaster here. He's been missing strangely the whole day. I know Clay's the one that normally runs a lot of the stuff around here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep my eye out to see if I can find anybody. If you hear of anything, or
yeah,
if
he shows back up, you can normally find it. And he points out to a direction in the market. He goes, "There they sell magic items, but there's a whole policy after some mercenaries took a whole bunch of magic items from the shop and then tried to hold up everybody in the gravel market with the items they bought, and that didn't end well for them. And so they had to institute a new rule."
All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we're gonna head back then.
Yes.
And I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And if you're ever in the Temperance Peaks, make sure to say hi. And he gives you the.
Of course, I will seek you out.
And so you guys part, and as you guys part after selling that last piece, you return to your not market booth, the equivalent of your selling booth. And just as you guys get there, you see an individual come up and go, "Don't need this anymore. Here you go," and just walks back and just.
What
returns.
do you mean? Your money is on the table. All sales are final.
Can I as it goes away, can I like accidentally, right before he puts it down, just accidentally like fall into him?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Give me a athletics check.
Okay.
This is like. It's not performance.
Natural 20,
yeah,
25.
You're good. You're good. You knock into him. You see he falls down to the ground with you, and he's like, "Oh, jeez."
I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I can pay for that. Certainly. Here. What is this? 5 gold. Here you go. I'm sorry, sir.
No, I don't need it.
Well, it looks like we're all done here.
As you're able to give it back to him, you can see, again, one of the Obsidian Syndicate people come and goes, looks at it all, and he goes, "Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine." You see the individual just look right in the eyes. It's the 8-foot individual that talked to you before, Prior Ryan. And he just looks in the eyes and goes, "That's good. Run along with your new potion." And you see him go and nod and gets up. And he helps you up, Anfirth. And he looks to the group and he goes, "Well, I guess there's nothing keeping you here anymore. There is an invitation. That's why I came from you. Beldez wants to eat one more time with you guys before you take off. He had to leave, actually, later tonight. So if you would care to join him for late lunch, he'd appreciate it.
Is this for right now?
It's like for 4 or 5 hours from now.
Oh, I'll
say 4 hours from now.
Oh, okay. Because I had a bit of shopping I was going to look into, actually.
That's fine.
I'm a fan of lunch of any time of the day.
Yeah.
Based on our time here, is there knowledge, or would I know how close we are to Basalt Peak?
Yes.
Like, how close is Rumble to Basalt Peak?
So you're like a week from Rumble, and then you're probably, from this position, it's probably like 4 days to the Salt Peaks, but then depending on who, like if you have a guide, then you're basically there. But if you're trying to get into the Salt Peaks, it could be like 3 to 15 days to try get through the peaks in the mountains. You can easily
Sorry,
get lost.
did I say Basalt Peaks? I meant Basalt Peak.
Yeah, let me get the map up to double check then. I was going off my head. Wow, this might be incredible in timing. Oh, fuck. Cool. Fucking dope. Okay, sorry. Something else just worked out. Well. Player map. Home. My shit's in the other room. So, come on. Come on, now. Globe. There we go. Rumble. Basalt Peak was... Yeah, so you guys are about there. So it's only probably like 2 days journey to the Basalt Peaks. And then again, navigation could be like you're there in 2 days, or you can get lost for weeks in the peaks if you have no idea where the hell you're going.
Is that on the way to
Rumble? No.
Okay.
Well, I guess technically yes. It's to the west. Rumble's like directly northeast of you, and the Basalt Peaks would be like northwest, but closer to the west than northwest. If you split northwest and west, whatever that compass direction
Northwest, west.
West.
Got it. Is that like common knowledge for everyone on like a map, or is that just
you all have your map, so yeah, that's fine.
So I know we had mentioned business in other places. I wanted to be here because I wanted to go to the Basalt Peak specifically, which is not particularly in the way, but not really out of the way either. So, depending on how lunch goes and everything, if you're amenable to it, I'd really like to try to make that journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's to the group.
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested to check it out. Is there a particular reason you want to go?
Personal growth.
Personal growth.
Is that good enough for you?
Good enough for me. I get to check another location off the map and get to say that I've been there when I brag in taverns about how I'm a world traveler.
Well, that's a very vague explanation for me, to be honest. I guess it will mostly depend on what kinds of arrangements we have available in terms of transport.
Of course.
Bailey's like, I kind of need to get back as soon as possible. I don't know where things stand, but if it's only like a day or two detour, I don't think there's a problem.
It looks to be only a day or two detour. But that's assuming we get a guide who can take us directly there.
You see Jacques like, well, everyone seems to be so friendly right now. I mean, that could be doable.
We can try to arrange that after lunch.
Yeah.
Depending on the outcome.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Actually,
Yes.
show, I was about to go on a brief shopping excursion. You might be able to help me out with it, because I think we may have to try and find clay for it, or may not. I don't know. I was gonna try and look for something magical, like a scroll or something. It sounds like they've got some extra protections around it.
Sure. Yeah, I can have Agilix scout for clay in the area while we go shopping, if you like.
That would be great. I mean, if you want to tag along too, Bailey, I mean, this is up your alley as well.
Sure.
And I will make my way in the direction that our friend pointed out.
Sure. You guys go make that perception or investigation check for Adrelix.
Perception or investigation?
Perception.
While Annifirth, Ganu, and Matthias are sitting there at the stall, empty, very bored.
Yes.
Annifirth just to say, any of you have any cards or dice or anything that we could play a game?
Dante throws a whole pack of cards on as well. You guys got your big old bag of money. Dante's ready to take off with it as soon as possible. And he sits there and goes, "That's what I use to pass the time." As he puts down a whole deck of cards.
Yes, my inspiration's a 16.
16. I mean, there's a lot of people in the market, though you would definitely recognize from the time you spent with Clay. Nowhere to be found right now. He clearly has the ins and outs. Like, you knew he was involved with stuff and involved with the market and all that, but wasn't quite sure he was, like, specifically here and everything as well. So that's kind of like a bit of excitement to see your old friend around here and in these parts, and might get to see him quicker. But this is good fortune. But no sign of him yet.
As we're walking, I'm gonna look to show. Out of curiosity, your friend Agilix.
Yes.
That's part of a spell, isn't it?
Yes.
I was gonna be looking into that at some point. I know some of my other spells, they require like some items like some phosphorescent moss, things like that. What kinds of just kind of planning ahead, what's needed for that spell?
It's been a while since I've actually cast it myself. I had cast it at the academy, so I don't really have the things on me now. But lots of incense, charcoal, herbs you can find, all that stuff. It's not particularly picky. Typically, it's best if you find things that are more, I suppose, attuned to whatever familiar you're trying to bind, but not required. And that's just a personal preference. And once you have a fair amount of all that, I don't know, I'd say around 10 gold pieces worth, you would throw it into a brass brazier. Once you cast the spell, as I'm like flipping through the spell book to like show her like exactly what the incantations are. Yeah.
Yep. And Bailey even chimes in and go to your point of like, it is preference, but like it does help a lot. There's been plenty of bad bondings of familiars back at school. Excuse me. If you don't take proper care, there's some awfully strange familiars that have come out.
Right. And Adrelix, as he's like snuggling up to my arm again.
Yep.
He, I mean, a lot of the wizards at the academy have this sort of pet or familiar. So I kind of just learned from my professor, really. So this isn't really anything super special.
All right. Well, if we can try and find some of those materials here, I'd like to try and collect some just for keeping in the future.
Sure.
For the future.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. We could definitely start with a maybe an herb store. or a spice shop of some
Yeah,
sort.
so you guys can absolutely find everything you're looking for. Just about any non-magical items you can absolutely find in this market.
Excellent.
So I'll go based on what we see as we're on our way. So if we happen to see like a place that would sell these a stall that would sell these components,
Which
we'll stop
components
there.
in particular are you looking for?
Charcoal, incense, and herbs are what we're looking for.
Incense
But
and
the
herbs
biggest
are,
thing-
are plenty. Tons.
The biggest thing is the brass brazier. Like,
Yeah.
potentially getting, I don't know. Like, I don't know how readily available those are,
There's
depending on
not
where we're
brass
traveling.
ones. Yeah, there's not really any brass ones that are open. Back at the academy, they got them everywhere, obviously, because
everywhere.
they use it all the time. It's literally like one of those things like, you're on campus, yeah, of course it's here, but otherwise, who the hell would have this outside of campus?
Yep.
So, yeah, whatever you need gold piece-wise, you feel free to trade that with the merchants to get the herbs and incense. The charcoal is on the opposite side of the camp, more in the artsy section, and that again you can purchase as much as you want. They have plenty up until like more than 20 gold pieces would be you would sell them out at that point. They would not have more than that.
I was probably gonna go for like between all the supplies, a total of like 20 gold worth of each type.
Oh jeez, that's some serious coin you're flashing. 20
It's actually
20 of each thing.
I was actually gonna pitch in some to that because
it's 10
I'd like
gold,
to have
it's
spare
10 gold per. So
per cast. I'd like to chip in just in case something happens to.
So it's not necessarily each, but it's a total amount of materials equal to
Yes.
roughly 10 gold.
Yes.
And I would kind of inquire if like with the incense and the herbs, if it could be more like divinely
80-20.
attuned. Like what would be, I don't know, because they mentioned having something more attuned to the type of familiar you're summoning, so...
Sure. Well, but the people you're dealing with, they're like, you want something more tuned than herbs from the lands of Rumble. Like, you know, this is rock, right? This is the Mountain Lord.
So it's straight from the source.
Are you looking for something more holy than the Mountain Lord?
If they're naturally attuned to a type of magics...
You get a lot of confused and honestly offended individuals that they're like, you think there's something better than what the fuck we got?
Not better, just
That's not what I'm hearing. You get one of them nearly irate. They're just like, I didn't know that the Mountain Lord's herbs weren't welcome here. Maybe we should just go back to the Maloran times while we're at it.
Perfect. That sounds perfect. That kind of thing. That's what
He's
I'm
on the
asking
verge
for.
of taking his shit back.
Like, that is exactly what I'm asking for. I wasn't aware that the Mountain Lord... I don't know much about Rumble, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
So
well, you best learn. Experience it.
I will gladly take these materials.
Fucking shoves this shit at you and's like, get out of here. Fucking. And they're like, what's wrong? Just like, learn something better than the Mountain Lord. Mountain Lord? It's fucking... Do they not know the legends? Are they stupid? It's like, yeah, they gotta be.
So yeah, depending on how much it takes, either 10 gold or 20 gold worth of total supplies. So for two castings,
for everything, yeah, you can do 20 gold for everything. That's not too crazy.
I'll chip in half.
Okay.
Considering I'll probably likely drop from that at some point.
Sure. So you guys can add and split up however you want each of those ingredients. Excuse me, dang it. Each of those ingredients by whatever denomination of gold coin you want to do. So like 5 gold pieces of herbs, 10 gold pieces of charcoal. I don't care. You can do it. You got it. It's fine. You mix and match. You min max. That's what you give it to Luke, and he'll tell you which ones are the most. Put this at 8. Put that at 5. This, I mean, this doesn't even go away. That's on you. That's part of your enjoyment.
So I'm doing a total of 20 gold.
Okay, cool, done, easy. What's next? Anything else before lunch?
And then I was gonna try and find, like I said, a place. Try and find access to maybe spell scrolls.
Right. Well, as you do find the shop itself, you can look through them. It's in the back. The place itself has a lot of these like tanned cloths and furs all laid out everywhere, where all these scrolls, like it's almost like a scroll holder for scrolls all around. Very Native American-esque, the way it's shaped and designed, this marketplace. You're able to look at anything you want and even put things on hold, but the shop owner insists that you have to wait until you get approval before you can buy anything. What scrolls in particular are you looking for?
I'm just looking for maybe like a lower level spell.
We got lots of those.
I'm just curious what kinds of stock you might have.
Well, we have your evocation magic here as they points over, and it's like we got plenty of these, and it's your basic cantrips of low-level spells for like a firebolt, a lightning bolt, stuff like that. Obviously not lightning bolt, the 6th level spell. Let's see. How low is, I guess, one of the more expensive ones I have here. He does point out a Revivify spell scroll.
I think that's a slight bit outside my ballpark at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Does he happen to have, like, I don't know, identify or comprehend language or alarm?
Definitely identify. Comprehend language, he would definitely have that too. What was the other one?
Alarm.
Alarm. Does not have alarm. And you know you can cast higher level spell scrolls, right?
I do.
But yeah, it's fine if it's outside your stuff. I'm just making sure that that's known, that it's not something that you would buy and couldn't use until you reach a certain level.
Just out of curiosity, if I want to put something on hold, how much would something like this one, does he have detect magic?
Yes, detect magic's gonna run you about 150 gold pieces.
And what about this one? And I point to the comprehend language.
Comprehend languages will run about 250 gold pieces. Both are uncommon spells and spell scrolls that can be used.
If you could put you said the identify was 150?
Yeah.
If you could put this on hold for a moment, I'm gonna go try to ask around to see if I can get approval.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you see there's tons of baskets lined up. He's like, I haven't been able to find Clay until, like, since last night. I haven't seen him since. So hopefully whatever he's doing, he's always dramatic. He has a way of disappearing for a while, then coming back with new merchants or women or whatnot.
All right, thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. What else are we doing?
That was all I wanted to accomplish. That's all I can accomplish for now.
Yes.
I'd like to see if there's an armor salesman.
Sure. Some shit armor, though, here. Let me tell you.
Yeah, just want to see what they have.
All right. As you go to see the armors, you immediately can see this is not what Rumble specializes in. Back home, they do circles around the crap you're seeing here. But they're trying. But what you see is basically a lot of bronze is type of equipment, stuff that any good steel puts to shame. So, and some of it is more or less to the equivalent of like cast in rock and cast in their own versions of the way the Earth Ganassi present their Earth elements. But there's nothing, I imagine. Your AC's high as shit as it is with your shield and stuff.
So I'm not really looking for armor specifically.
Sure. But what
so
are
I'm
you?
looking for something that would be like, well, it works perfectly because the decorative pieces of armor that are on Annifirth are made of bronze, the decorative stuff.
Yeah.
So he's looking for something to decorate, maybe like something that could like a gauntlet cover or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. That stuff,
representative of the country.
Beautiful. They absolutely have stuff like that in droves here because they got to compensate in some way. So if they can't make good stuff, it better look good. of the stuff, what in particular are you looking for? Is the Earth Ganassi comes up to you, and the individual himself, he's got this big hunch to him, and one of his eyes seems to be almost like perpetually shut, but it's just barely open. He's got this squint, big old pipe coming out of his mouth. It's kind of like a corn pipe, though, the way it happens. The skin itself, all of his veins are showing of all the like glistening golds from whatever scars or cracks in the skin have aged. Like their wrinkles show up as gold as well as time, so like that's pretty dope. And he's hunched over looking at you and is like, see anything you like?
I was looking for maybe. So I hold my shield over here in my right hand, right? And I just feel like now I don't know if it's actually going to do any more or what. But if you got something like an arm cover for my left arm, like something maybe with like fur and some bronze, maybe to match my armor.
Goes over. He has out of one of his pockets. He has the blacksmith bib all the way down, but it also has all the pockets like it should. He takes it out, takes out a measuring tape and starts measuring your arm, and he takes the pipe back out and goes, actually, you could probably do something like this. Takes it out and goes, yeah, we got plenty of stuff. Let me help you, young lad. Walks you over a little bit. He hunches down and he goes, fur, you say, though? And he goes over to these fur piles and you see all these pelts are stacked up. So he goes like, is there any in that pile over there that does you fancy?
Whatever the best thing you have is.
All right. He leans over and he picks out this beautifully well-tanned pelt, and he brings it over and he starts weaving it into one of these armor sleeves. It's like a complete metal arm gauntlet is what you're looking for, not just the hand, but the sleeve all the way up. Absolutely.
Yeah, like an arm guard, yeah.
Absolutely. So he has one of those, and he starts fitting it around you, and you see him pipe in hand. He begins like marking things off and making minor adjustments as he goes, and then he goes into the back, and because it's a lot of superficial stuff, it doesn't need days of time or anything to work. It takes him the better part about 35 minutes on this trip. Comes back out and gets it snugly fit. He had to make 2 adjustments, and then as it settles in, he goes, "That'll be just 5 gold pieces."
Easy enough. I'll give him 6.
You see, gives a big nod to you and a clear gesture of a thank you, but someone of an older age group that doesn't need to express themselves in a way others might have at such a tip. You can see a genuine gratitude for the tip.
I appreciate the hard work you put into it.
I appreciate you giving me the business, good sir. I hope it serves you well.
Hey, have a good day.
You too. And he goes back into working on some else, like on a helmet. He was etching all sorts of stuff into it. All right, the rest of the group. Ganu, do you ever do anything? Come on. What do you do?
Just vibing.
I'm just trying to leave. Okay, so then we can go to dinner then.
Yep.
All right. As you guys go to dinner, you have all these new goods. You can see Anfer's beautiful new arm, and Valdez immediately comments about how great it looks as you guys are having your meals. Dante is there, and you actually see as everyone's getting settled in, and he points that out, and the normal Obsidian people are inside the room. At the top of the table, opposite of Gem, you now see Clay sitting right next to Valdez, and immediately he gets up and comes to you, Sho, and gives you a big hug, and he looks to you and he goes, "My friend, how are you? It's so good to see you again."
I'll give him the traditional greeting and just embrace him because I'm just happy to see him.
Oh,
kind of overcome with happiness to say anything.
Oh, I knew you'd come see me someday. There's a fire and a spark inside you that is something special. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for meeting us. I was afraid you'd be too busy.
No, of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world, but I wasn't here for you. I was invited to dinner with Valdez here. Yes. Gems took me out last night and told me we had to talk over dinner and everything, that there was somebody that really wanted to see me, and
It was me. It was us.
It was you. What did it?
Yes.
Are these your friends? Introduce me. Introduce
yes,
me.
these are my friends. This is Matthias. He's he's down there.
He sure is. I bet you got a good bite on you, though.
Yes, I have to watch my ankles daily. This is Ganu. Opposite problem.
Oh my goodness! You could get a job here with some of the trees that walk around with Valdez.
Yeah, he's.
You think so?
He's massive.
I know so. Look at that. Look at the muscles on him. Good. What did I
know.
do
He's
to have
just
some of that?
A specimen.
Oh.
And then these are Faith and Aetherth.
Oh, look at this. Oh, it looks like 2 apples from the same tree, but maybe from different seasons. You two.
That's the way to put it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well met, well met.
And we have some other companions.
You're Clay?
Yes, I am. What you see in Clay is slightly taller than Sho. Earth Ganassi. He has very few gold wrinkles inside him or scarrings. His face himself, I would say, give a good look to, oh God, who's that guy from The Walking Dead? Do you remember the African-American actor that's not Kari? Kari plays, like, the king, but the guy that was, like, alone in the woods and he has, like, a stick and he...
Oh man, I can't remember.
I only care about the face. I don't know his name, but if you can grab the face of that actor, that's very much the facial structure of the individual. He's very thin. He almost looks sickly thin. Clearly a very busy individual. His muscles himself, not very well built. He has beautiful traditional robes on that would resemble that of Rumble and of the markets themselves. It's not specific to the gravel market, but clearly he's like one of the merchants to know. He's clearly a guy that knows guys.
Actually, later after the feast, or later on when you have a moment, I have a very small request of you. But we can get to that another time.
Certainly. For anything, friends of my friend, as he grabs you both on the sides. I forgot what I said. Friends of my friends.
Friends of my friends.
Are my friends. Is what I was going for. But yeah, there you go. I talk well. Oh, it's great to meet every one of you. And long way from home. I don't see many elves out here. As he looks towards Jacques, and you see Jacques, it's like, oh, you don't know the start of it. I'm very far. Do you know a place called Clovis? And you see him just go, oh, shit. Yes. Are you from Clovis? Because that'd be an even funnier joke if you're not even from there. And he goes, no, sadly, I am from there. That's my home. He's like, good. Wow, that's a journey. That's almost like a year's journey from here. You see him being like, oh, all right, okay. Bailey's just like, I'm Bailey. And he's just like, yes, you are. Look at you. Oh, confident and exciting. Oh, and you are it's hot. It's very hot. You were very bundled up there. A little judgmental of me, but caught me off guard toward the end here. And you see her go, I'm Autumn. Nice. Well met, Autumn. Well met. He looks towards you and he goes, I couldn't be prouder. Look at the diversity of experience and all your friends. Oh, my friend. Well, let's dig in. I don't want to embarrass our good hosts any longer. And you see Valdez going, oh no, this is beautiful. I love seeing all this. A combination of cultures. It's absolutely beautiful. Wouldn't you agree, Dante? And you see Dante just sitting there like, yep, it's beautiful. Sure is. He's like, don't you wish this could be the norm? And Dante's like, yeah, I do.
Poor Dante.
He looks right ahead to Autumn as the food's coming out, and he's like, is it all right? Is it? And Autumn just goes to taste it, and Adrelix doesn't sense anything. He's fine. There's nothing poisonous that you can sense in the area.
I'm already eating.
Everyone sits down.
Thinking about that. Not with my boy.
You guys aren't thinking
I've been vindicated. I've been saying Clay and I are buds this whole time. Who are you? You're some new.
So as you guys begin eating, the table's much shorter today and way more intimate. And as the discussions go back and forth, finally you see Valdez go, "No, but seriously, Dante, look at this. Look at the people we have all around us. We have cultures mixing and friends from all around the world. I mean, none of you you're not all syndicate members, right?" As he looks towards your group.
None of us are syndicate members.
No, right. Okay, that makes sense. You were just the friends and aiding of Alablaze.
Friends of, yes.
Yes, as he sent ahead. And obviously Dante's like, he doesn't need to tell I'm part of the syndicate. And he goes, "This is how I want things to be. I'm tired of the ways. It's too much. I feel like a rock stuck in its ways, lodged at the bottom of an ocean or in between two immovable cliffs. That nastiness a few months back was just... It was the last straw to break the metaphorical camel's back, Dante." And you see Dante just sort of going wide-eyed and being like, "The fuck is going on right now?" As he's kind of looking to you guys, and you can see a Gem just sort of smiling there, like picking something in their teeth with some sort of like sharp, not toothpick, but almost like shiv equivalent into the teeth.
Boy.
As you see Clay that is just like kind of looking back and forth, being like, "Holy shit, I never thought I'd live to hear the day." What do you say? We had a great interaction here. You've been able to prosper. The trade that stopped some months ago was horrible for both of us. You agree to that? See, Dante? Yeah, but it wasn't in our best interest. And it's agreed that mutually beneficial, but we could do better, couldn't we? What I'm looking for that you tell your master is a relationship like we have with the Ice Ganassi. A relationship like you have with the Lightning Ganassi. Why can't we have that? You see Dante just like, well, I mean, like, there's a lot of reasons why, but, I mean, you're the person that could probably move mountains and change those reasons. He goes, "I am, and I believe Alablaze is that man as well. It's time to shake things up. How many years have we been at this? You told me last night, 40 years you've been rangering for just the Syndicate alone. I'm well into my 80s now, and I'm growing very tired of how this constant game of daggers in the dark. And even last night again, who is enemies of who knows what? If we had better patrols, better roads, better strength like the Lin Ryu show in the West, we could be much more. It's something to strive for. Hell, if those blasted elves, no offense, as he looks over towards Jacques, who's just like, fucking elves suck, of Skoberheim can put that shit in the past, why can't we?
Ew, Skoberheim.
Well, you guys have only known a great Skoberheim, a grateful Skoberheim, a post-Thanos Skoberheim. You see...
Skoberheim led by Ignatius.
Yes.
Skoberheim.
Stop, Siri. I hate you, Siri. Okay. You see Dante being like, if you mean this, I will set up this dialogue with you and Alablaze. I know you've explained why, but it's just so much. It's not what I expected, how this would go, to be honest with you. and you see Valdez look and go, well, I surprise myself sometimes too. I know many of my people will have their issues, but it is not something I cannot deal with. This is with these young faces. Look at each of them. Bright futures, excitement, meaning, purpose. I'm tired of groveling in the gravel. There's something more we can do.
Can I insight check the entourage here?
Sure.
Just like, this could be Valdez, but like, it seems the kind of thing that's probably like born into the generation. So
sure, go ahead.
I'm lying to you.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
That's a 6.
Looking, they're as stone as rocks, the rest of them, besides Jem, who's smiling. Every one of them seem to be doing their professionalism. They're doing their job, and they look exactly like they looked last night. They're making sure you're not making any moves on their guy.
If I may, Valdez,
Yeah.
from what I know in my travels between some of the peaks and seeing everything that goes on here in this great market exchange, would it not be more beneficial for all of you to have everyone trading on every day of the week? I mean, you guys need each other more than you care to admit.
Yes, well, that is exactly the point. That would be something that we'd like to ease in as he's looking to Clay, and Clay's like, that would be great for business. It would be terrific. And he's like, this is foolish. There is coin to be made. There is better lives to be lived here instead of all this cat-footing around. It's unbecoming of the syndicates. We can do better because of what? Our fathers or our great-grandfathers pissing around over which element is worth more, which deserves which territory. It's not right. It doesn't sit well. It takes enough years to learn to mature past the foolishness, and I know many, from what I've spoken with the leaders over in the ice peaks, they feel very similar. The Tempests, they'll go with whatever the hell we say, so that's already almost halfway to all, think about it, a cooperating Ganassi. You can see on the tip of his tongue, there's some sort of idealism that's even more. That's the tip of the iceberg for whatever Valdez is hoping for.
What, like Ganassi Empire?
You can make an insight check.
I gotta make one.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Sure.
We'll just keep passing around drinks and see if he slips.
As you guys put the drinks back and forth, and he goes, talking to each one of you, Clay sharing stories of some of the crazy things he's seen in the market, some of the people that have tried to pull tricks on them, and you guys have an absolutely wonderful meal with Valdez. And before you guys leave, you see he's gets one of his people to bring over a contract of sorts, a promissory. And he goes to Dante and he goes, "This is my word to form a formal alliance with the Blaze Syndicate." Right there you can already see the signature of the leader of the Ice Syndicate. He takes out his pen and he signs it and he goes, "There's my signature. And your master's signature goes right here." As he hands it over to Dante, and you see Dante just awestruck. Like this is like a piece of history that he never in all of his life thought he'd be anywhere close to. And he's like, I don't know what to say. He goes, "Nothing. Say nothing. Except take it to your master in haste, and let us be on to the next era of things." And he nods. And as the group gets out of their chairs, and Clay comes over to give you another hug, and he goes over to Faith and he goes, "A favor for my dearest friends' friends. We need to get on that."
Yes, I noted, there's some restrictions. I heard there's some restrictions purchasing magical items, scrolls, and I asked one of the salesmen to hold an item until I got confirmation that I could purchase.
Yes, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I've got you under control, my friend. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
You got this. We'll head over there right now. As he walks towards the doors, you see the one of the 8-foot individuals still standing in the way as he tries to get up the tent. They don't move. You see Clay go like, "Excuse me, big fella." And as he taps him on the side, the individual picks him up by the chest and throws him across the room and onto the table. He just bounces and knocks all the platters off, and you see Beldez turn around and go, "Oh, what is the meaning of..." And at that, you see a spike come right through the chest of Beldez.
Yeah.
I need to change the music.
Oh my goodness.
And you didn't want to buy the Revivify scroll.
I don't know if I even could have at the
So much for peace.
Also,
I know, right?
I can't cast Revivify at the moment. None of us can.
You can use the scroll.
Yeah, you can use the scroll.
But the scroll would probably cost all of our money.
It's only it's this level plus DC 10. I looked it up while we were talking.
Oh,
yeah.
This is fun.
Wow.
We were having such a good time. And then we weren't. Well, I mean, we are, but, like, Valdez isn't because he got stabbed. That's a bummer. Remember that time we were trying for peace, and then this happened, and now that's never gonna happen?
I was like, oh, cool. We're witnessing a historical event. Surely this will be fantastic to witness, and nothing will go wrong.
Yep. Something went wrong. Something.
So as this goes through, you see, and you see the other 8-foot individual that talked to you earlier, Ganu. He comes up the side, and you hear him go, "So much bullshit from a senile old man." As you see, his gauntlets completely are showing in this brick and rock form over. You can see a glow of lava start coming out from underneath his feet as his feet come into this black craveled like Obsidian himself. This big belt has the Obsidian Syndicate. Actually, so the belt is on Beldez, and he unbuckles it and puts it on him as Beldez is turning around, and you see he goes and looks like, "Not while breath is still in my body would I ever let those fire ganassi shits on an inch of this territory." And out from his hands, the lava just encases around Beldez's head, and he just crushes Beldez. You see Jem get up, and she's like, "Are you out of your mind?" He goes, "Ashen, stop this immediately!" And you see of the other Rakanasi in here, another one comes up and takes out a sword and just immediately puts it through Jem. And you see Dante, like, he was on edge the entire time. He rolls this up into his pocket, and he grabs your group, and he goes, back, everyone, come! And he tries to rip open the side of the tent, and he cuts through, and a rock wall just comes all the way around this area as you see Ashen look towards you guys with this glow. I will send you a picture as my artist has just finished commissioning the picture of Ashen. So this, I downloaded here. So in chat, you can see what they look like. Boop. Character images. Where's my finder? Oh my god, what's your name? You're distracting. I'll download the whole thing later. But that's what you see in front of you. As the individual then tosses the body to the side and goes, I'll give Blaze a message, and it'll be each of your heads and a body back to let him know where we stand. You see Clay trying to make his way out one way, or he gets up off the table and slides over to your group, and he's trying to figure out like if he has something, and he's like, I don't. And you see Dante go like, God damn it, and takes out of his pocket a small bead, and he whips it toward Ashen, and as he grabs all of you guys and drags you to the ground, an explosion goes off, knocking back everybody inside here. As it begins to settle, you can see the wall itself has like cracks in it, and Dante goes to get up, and immediately the cracks reseal, and you see all these people are knocked over. Some were killed from the blast. Ashen's completely unaffected, and he picks up Dante by the head and brings him up into the air, and he goes, gonna have to do a lot better than clever little tricks. You think I don't know how the Blaze Syndicate works? As he starts squeezing, you hear him start going, ah, ah! And he goes, this isn't your day. This isn't your time, and it isn't about any one of you. You're just in the way. And as he is crushing the head, you see him go, he's like, get out! What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna shoot him in the wrist.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chop off his arm.
Go ahead and try. Go ahead and make attack rolls.
Yeah, I want to like just pummel into him with my whole body.
Absolutely.
Just try to knock him over, basically, is what I'm doing.
Go for it. Go ahead and make a strength check on that one.
Yeah, I will, before I do that, I will cast Hex on him.
Yep.
It's a 20 to hit.
20 does hit.
24 to hit.
24 does hit.
7 piercing.
7 piercing. As it hits, you can see his skin is so thick with whatever rock that is formed over him. It just like, it's not as effective as it should be as it clicks in. What's your strength?
13.
It's like trying to move a rock wall. As you put your shoulder into it, you can feel your shoulder get dislocated as you put all your force into that. And you see he throws you off to the side. The arrow happens. He just goes and just wails on you in the face, unarmed. So that'll be a, with his gauntlet, actually, a 27 to hit. Mm-hmm. Matthias?
Oh.
You got thrown to the side. You just got tossed away. That'll be 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points fire. As you feel yourself beginning to melt as he punches you in the face.
Unconscious.
To the ground goes Matthias. How? You're that small? Oof.
We're level 2!
I know.
I have 13 hit points!
Yeah. Oof. That was just enough. You see your friend hit the ground immediately, unconscious but alive. You see Clay shriek. You see Autumn immediately go and try and stab out. Ganu, what was your damage?
It was 8 slashing.
8 slashing. You can feel like it wasn't as effective as you try. It feels like it dulls your blade a bit as you're cutting against rock. Let's see. Bailey does a successful Dunamancy attack against him, and the other one, Autumn's able to stab the knife inside as well. They're able to do some damage as one goes in. The weight is hitting onto him, and you can see some of the rocks around him that are floating. He looks towards her and goes, I'm a fan of that sort of power as well. As all of a sudden you see all these shards of rock come out of the ground and start floating, and they all stick into Bailey, just and you see her just yelp as she goes down to the ground, as he then crushes Dante's head and then drops Dante to the ground. He looks towards you.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to get Matthias up.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
I'm gonna use a point of my healing light, so...
Matthias is able to get up, and just as you heal, he sees that and zeroes in right on you and grabs you by the throat and starts picking you up.
That's a 6 of health.
I bounce right back up and take my magic dagger and plunge it into his eye.
He is way too tall for you to plunge it into his eye.
I jump.
He's 8 feet tall.
I jump.
Before you close the gap to Faith,
Yeah.
I cast grease to make him covered in like greasy stuff and slippery, etc.
You
And
can
hopefully
cast
not
that.
able.
Absolutely.
I will cast that.
As you cast that, it appears that he is unaffected by terrain that would normally slow people down. You see, as the spell, as it hits the ground around the area, and as he begins to move through it, there's almost like a magical buffer that seems to be happening between his that stone-like feet that's all around him. And he looks to you, Ganu, after your blade comes off, and he goes, "Where's that fire? Where's that animalistic rage?" As he's picking up Faith by the neck, and he goes, "Show me."
So,
Yeah.
I was going to say, after I attacked, I was
Yeah.
going to use a bonus action to turn into a bear again.
Absolutely. So now you're into a bear shape right now. Anfirth, you see your sister in the hands of Ashen right now.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna bonus action Misty Step right above him with my
Yes.
flail coming down and attack him right in the face.
All right. As you do that, you see he immediately turns, still holding her up to you, but you're still go ahead and make your attack roll, now ignoring the bear he was once focusing on.
That's gonna miss. 10.
10. As soon as you come down, his arms are so long, he grabs you by the face, and he throws you again. He's just tossing you aside, which is infuriating. Like, you haven't been beat up like this since you were like an 8-year-old in the alleys of Ashaya. It's and you're just seeing red as he's holding Faith inside his hands. Faith, what are you doing?
I am gonna just throw my hands at his face and try to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, go ahead. Is it dex save?
Dex save.
Okay.
He looks beefy and he's right up in my face.
He
so.
is. That is a 21.
That doesn't affect him.
Okay. As you go to cast a Sacred Flame, he just grabs your finger with the other hand and just closes your hand and go.
Where everyone else goes, I'm gonna action surge, and I'm gonna run up there and try to jump on his back and attack him again.
Yes, go for it.
Man, I cannot hit 11.
You can't focus. He's attacking your sister. Faith, you start to feel him crushing your head. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you also in the heat.
Firebolt at his face.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll it. And you
21.
see hits. You see him going and grab you off the back. He goes, "I don't think any of you understand how this is going to happen," as he throws you again, Anfirth, right against the rock. You feel this crunch against your back as you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage against the wall. He kicks you, Matthias, into the gut. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he then shoves the bear off to the side. Strength contest. Go ahead and make your...
Are his gauntlets mechanical?
He has disadvantage on strength checks.
Oh, okay.
And 10 fire damage, by the way.
10 fire damage. You can see fire damage does not have any good effect on him. It seems like he is super prepared to fight fire.
Well, I'm useless.
I wonder why that is.
Just here to make peace, man.
What? But you're... Yes.
Straight strength.
Yeah, it's a strength contest. He's just punching you, basically, trying to throw the bear to the side.
22.
22. You hold your ground as the effects of the hex hit him, and he goes, "Oh, I recognize this magic." And as,
And then while he's
go ahead.
I'm gonna bite the arm that's holding Faith. Try to
absolutely
get her free.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Where are those gauntlets mechanical?
They are. Make a perception check. Did you roll for that? Or
nope.
Investigation? Perception.
17 perception.
They are solid metal. They definitely look, unlike Alablazes, these are magical through and through.
So that's a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
And that's for the bite, and that's going to be nice. 10 piercing damage to his arm, and then while I'm biting on, I don't know how you want to rule this as a grapple or
we're in a narrative combat. Shit's happening.
So I'm just saying, I keep my mouth on there, and I'm just trying to like tug his arm, kind of like a like a military dog. You know, when you see him grab the dude in the arm. Yeah.
Yep. That. Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna kind of just claw at his arm more, just to like let go.
Okay. Go ahead and make that second attack.
Nice. Yeah, rolled well.
There's a bear there. I can probably jump off the bear and get to his eye, right?
You can try.
That's gonna be 21.
21. That hits. And as it hits, you can see his grips begins to loosen at that, and he changes hands as you bite into him. And as Matthias, you're running up the back, he changes hands, grabs now, instead of by your throat, by your head with the other hand, freeing up the one that was holding, and then goes to punch into Ganu. That'll be a 26 to hit.
Yeah. And 6 slashing for the claw.
Absolutely.
19 to hit on the dagger.
That hits. Barely.
To make a minor illusion after this.
Sure. So he hits you, Ganu, for 7 points bludgeoning and 5 fire, as you just get shoved 5 feet across the room. Matthias jumps off the back.
6 magical piercing damage to his eye socket.
Goes right for the eye socket, and as you're going right into the eye socket, you see him turn at the last second.
Bonus action disengage.
As it goes right into the side of his face. Purposely, he avoided that lethal damage on there. As he takes it off the side of his head, you see him give a little bit of a grunt, as that was clearly unexpected, and he didn't like it one bit. And finally, you see him go, "Enough with the games!" As then you see Jaqualdin. Nope. That's not at all his name.
Hell yeah. Guy's about to get fucking obliterated.
Where am I? Were we back in session 0? No. Jacques comes up, and he just tries and puts a knife that what's-her-name gave him into him to try and help.
Jacques fucking dead.
Bailey is basically bleeding. That's a 2. So he goes to shove it, and he just gets kicked, knee in the gut. All the air's knocked out of him. Autumn is going to try to hit as well. That's not going to be high enough, as she takes her dagger and tries to readjust it, and he turns quickly with the back of his elbow and knocks her to the ground. All your NPC friends are either unconscious or beaten to the ground. Many of your comrades are beaten to the ground. And Firth, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to rip her out of his hand, I guess, if I can. Just try to, like, his fingers, just like, I guess his thumb specifically, but both my fingers on his thumb, or my hands on his thumb, and pull it.
With all your strength, you're trying to pull apart his hand. Show, what are you doing while this is happening?
I make a minor illusion to do like a sound in his ears.
I'm sorry, the demons?
Tinnitus.
Tinnitus,
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make like a tinnitus ear ringing type of sound effect in his ears.
Sure.
See if that will distract him or anything. Because
Absolutely.
I can't even do any damage. So, yeah.
Natural 20. You free up the hand, and just as it's coming undone, you see him grab your throat now too. And let's see, that'll be a strength contest, or was it athletics grappling? Is a grapple contest. So what is that again? Athletics and strength?
Athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
So both of his hands are occupied, so I'm going to stab him in the eye again. Or, like, go for his nads if I can't get up there.
Yeah, you can definitely try to stab him in the nuts. 24.
He'll have disadvantage. Because of hacks.
Because of hacks.
Gotcha.
Can I go around trying to get health potions in our friends that have been, like, fucked up?
You can begin to, you can rush over to your friends and start trying to dish that out. 21 with
22.
disadvantage. So no, you're able to dodge out of it, and as you get out of the way, you see him.
13 nut damage.
He's not even paying attention. You hit into the nuts, and you don't. Feels rock hard. Not like these are. It's not like the normal gonads. It's not like he's aroused. It's like this man's made of stone. As you put your magical dagger into it, but you get up at it. everything.
So motion to Clay. Clay, do something.
Clay he's not a fighter. Clay's not a fighter whatsoever, and he's been begging with the other people.
Yeah.
He's been trying to ask, like, what have we done? What have they done? There's nothing wrong. They do not deserve to die. They said they weren't part of the syndicate. And you can hear people being like, it's about the message. Just sit down, Clay. Everything begins to slow down. People, their fingers, their hands, their breath, looks like it's stopped, but it's going ever so slightly. You can finally see Ashen is beginning to crush and kill Faith.
I thought I got her out.
You opened it, and then he went for you. Didn't grab you. So then I'll give Faith a turn, because he's immediately just going to go re-grab her again. He got stabbed. Faith. Actually, it'd be another contest. Do another athletics contest between the two of you to get away. So Faith was like getting out, but she's still falling, so he could have grabbed her again. Oh, that's really high.
He has disadvantage.
Still disadvantage on athletics?
Yeah.
Because of
his
Hex.
strength? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that is still high. That would be the 24 this time. For Faith. Grapple contest.
That's not possible, but 9.
So as she drops, he immediately is able to re-grab her and put his hand around her throat again, now upset seeing how she healed. He didn't like that one bit, and that just this constant barrage of trying to protect her. He clearly knew this was the one to take out first. This is clearly the one everybody wants to keep up. This is probably their cleric. And as he took like 6 satisfaction in watching you all try and scramble and stop him. But it's time to stop the fun. And so as he's putting the pressure in Faith, you can start to feel the fires burning around your throat and head. You take 2 more points of fire damage. But everything slows down. All the color almost seems to start fading from around you, Anfirth. Your friends are moving in slow motion, but you are not. But you feel this incredible weight and heaviness to you as you're trying to get up and save your sister in this moment. The entire world is almost at a standstill. It feels like what your father described to you as these moments of when you're in fighting for your life, when you truly feel like you're gonna die, the entire world slows down, your instincts get heightened, the adrenaline releases, and you are just in this moment. And you see your breath out in front of you. And you hear, doesn't look like she's going to make it. I think it's far too soon for that to be the case. And as you turn to the side, you can see this white fox next to you. Anfirth, is it? As the fox is twirling between your legs as you're like trying to get up and you're still struggling with the slow motion, but it's functioning in real time.
It seems like I have plenty of time to respond to it. Without,
Yes, like everyone's still like, you can see Sho is still just like going, who do we lose? Justin?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see Sho is like slowly still, don't worry about it. Just taking out like the cork of the pot. Matthias is like slowly taking the knife out of the gonads. Ganu is getting back up after getting shoved and going for another bite. Faith is tearing at the hands trying to get out. As you can see the glow of the heat starting, but it's going incredibly slow. It's not like slow motion. It's just like a frame every couple, like tens of seconds.
So after it says...
But you're heavy too. You're not like free motion, but you seem to be functioning though, like talking and thinking outside of whatever the fuck's going on.
I'll just say, I, and you.
I think there's more for you to do as well, and everything here. You have a beautiful glow to you, as you can see now, as like. The weight brings you to your knees, and the fox is looking directly into your eyes. You don't understand what you have. I saw you mucking it up in dustlight. You put out quite a beautiful shine. As you see it continuing to start circling around you, you can see ice forming all around the bottom of the area.
I've done all I can do. I've spent myself as I can't do anything else.
Oh, there's much more you can do. There's so much more you can do, and I think I can show you the way. I think we should show you the way. As you
if you have something.
I do. Anfirth, was it?
Yeah.
I'm called Araxis, and I think we can be really good friends.
Sure, if you can help me.
Yes, help. That's why I'm here. You to help you, and you to help me. He then comes back over to facing you in the front. And then the fox grows in size. Now it's the size of a dire wolf in front of you. The eyes begin to glow blue. And he looks into you and goes, let's make a deal. I will unlock your potential, your true powers, show you the way. And all you need to do is owe me 5 favors that I can call upon at any time.
Will it help me save her?
It will absolutely help you save her.
Very well.
It's agreed. And as the fox turns towards the entire scene, turns back towards you, you see on your hands, all these runes start fading into your skin. And they give this glow, and then as it pulses through your skin, you can see Araxis look towards you, and he goes, push. And you feel this power welling up inside you. Something calls, and you hear way, way deep in the back of your very consciousness a voice. And you just know it's your mother's. An explosion of ice shocks all of you guys back to reality, as in real time, Ashen is shot back to the wall and through this area as Anfirth unleashes an incredible display of an ice magic, an explosion. The entire place is instantly covered in ice. All the rock walls fall outside the camp. And you just see Anfirth breathing heavily, his hand outstretched. Faith, you see your brother, who just saved your life, use magic you have never seen. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my goodness.
That was really cool.
The implications.